Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talks the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the facade. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base, hit the link, Anthony Mace. We trace the logo when there's space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 dashes on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like Star Divine on Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yeah, what's good, everybody? What's popping? What's going on? Salute, 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 salute. We in the building, man. Knicks real talk. We in the building, Divine Shot Powers. We in the building tonight, about to get it popping. The episode tonight, Knicks making moves or fake news. So we're gonna talk about all the moves that's being talked about out there. Is it real news or just fake news? You know what I mean? We're gonna get into it. First and foremost, before I go any further, let me bring my partner in crime in the building, hardworking man out there, man. Real talk, Shot Powers, what's popping?
Salute to the chat. Salute to you, Divine. Let's get it.
Let's get it. And I just wanted to send out a big shout out to the Knicks Real Talk family, man. We finally, after that hard-fought journey, keep grinding, keep going hard, never giving up. We got them 1,000 subs, man. We got them 1,000 subs, and all the people who supported the channel, who subbed to the channel, who helped us get to this milestone, man. It's so impressive, feel good. And me and my man been grinding hard. He been grinding hard, and I'm so excited about it, man. Because like I said, it's not about, it's about the journey. It's about the journey for us. We took on this journey a couple of years ago. Shot Powers came aboard a year ago, and man, have been grinding ever since, nonstop, never dropped. We got here. So, Shot Powers, thank you so much, my brother, for doing what you do, man. And let's get it, man. I'm excited about it, and the best is yet to come for Knicks Real Talk, man. Salute to everybody out there.
I just want to say thank you for everybody that comes in here that likes the content that we put out there, and subscribe to the channel and stuff like that. It's 1K now. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can move this thing a little bit forward. Let's get to next episode is 1.5. You know what I mean? So let's work to 1.5, then 2, then 2.5, then 25K or whatever, or I was about to curse. Let's get there, man. It's 1K at a time. You know what I mean? So everybody that's in the chat right now, I want to thank all y'all for coming here. I usually don't do this, but Tony Bell, JJ, Knicks Are Nice, Coach, Mega, whoever I can't see on the chat on the line right now. Thank you every time for coming in here. I want to read that's right from here. You know what I mean? Much love. Word up.
Real talk, man. Yeah, thank you, Kat, for supporting the show, man. Without y'all guys, not everybody supporting, ain't no Knicks Real Talk. Y'all already know how it is. The chat is where it's at. Without no chat, ain't no Knicks Real Talk. Without everybody out there streaming and where you coming from, checking us out, man. We out here, man. We always trying to get out here and be engaged with the community, so we good. But you know what it's all about, though? It's about the all season, all these trades going on, all this trade talk. We got everybody from Bradley Beal to Zion, Zach LaVine, Cat. You got all these names out there floating out in the universe right now. That's kind of connected to the Knicks. Whether they make the move, we don't know. If it's fake news or if they need to go make some moves. It's a lot of them that I'm good with. A lot of them that I'm not good with. But in whatever direction the Knicks go, man, I think they're gonna do something, and it's really interesting to see because this thing is crazy right now, man. Soon that NBA championship game got over, start spreading the news. I want to be a part of it, New York. You know what I mean?
Word. New York.
I was, man. And that was crazy, man. So a lot of people like this, a lot of people don't like this. It is crazy because everybody. I love our fan base because we so knowledgeable. But, we still got our preferences. Some people want this, some people don't want it. But there's some good ones out there. Other than injuries and contract, I'm not too mad at a lot of them because a lot of them can ball. Like the Bradley Beal can ball. You might kind of say, okay, the no trade clause, almost 50 a year, but the man was a couple of years ago he led the league in scoring. The cat could get buckets. He really could get buckets like that. But then you got the guy Zach LaVine. A guy could get buckets coming off 2 good years back to back with no injuries per se. He's another cat out there that's really can make this Knicks different, man. They can make it different and take the pressure off a lot of these guys we got. So I'm interested to see what the Knicks gonna do moving forward. Obviously, the cat thing is out there. Shot Power, we talk about that a lot. But it's some names under the radar that I'm really interested in seeing. Guys like Kuzma, Nas Reed, Bogey from Detroit, 1 year expiring. So we get in there and throw some things in the trade machine and we talk about it, man. But it's really gonna be interesting. A lot of these guys that the Knicks front office really kind of been keeping an eye on because, like I said, early before the season, though, the Knicks had an eye on Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? The Knicks continued was up in there like that. So it's going to be interesting, man. I just think that it's going to be pretty awesome. I think we're going to make a move. I know that we're going to have to move Evan Fournier regardless of what. If we don't make no major move whatsoever, we know we're going to move Evan Fournier. I know they're going to do that. So, I mean, with him and that Derrick Rose spiral, that's why it keeps me open to that. They might do something. But I like some of the things they could do. And I just see where they're going to go for that, man. We should throw a process on where you think they're going to go and what you're going to do for coming to the offseason.
Man, right now, like you said, Divine, man, you got the names out there like Dame Dollar. You got the Steph Currys. You got the CPs. You got the Claw. You got what's his teammate over there? I'm missing his name right now.
Paul George.
Paul George's name out there. You got KP's out there. Back another version of Miles Turner name is starting to pop up again in the Knicks atmosphere and stuff like that. So this show is a great show to say, what do you think? We don't know what's going to happen with the front office, but do you think some of this stuff is really legit, or is this just fake news for hits on people pages? I don't know, man. I some of the deals, to me, I got some deals made up in my head. We all looking at perspectives of how we would, if we were the GMs and we had our GM hats on, how would we foresee what going forward, what we would put together. And right now, there's some good options out there. There's some, like you said, Devon, there's some bad ones out there too. Now, me personally, there's a way that we could get Bill, but me, I just ain't with Bill, man. That it's a couple of things with me, and I'm not sure because I forgot if it was if it was Sim's show. I forgot whose show, or Queen's show. Someone was saying that maybe Bill was out. Just talking about Bill. Maybe some games he just was like, man, I just don't feel like playing. I don't want to play tonight. That put me out on the DMP. I didn't play tonight. I don't feel good. I don't want to play tonight. I mean, because his last couple of years has been a semi injury struck. The team hasn't played over 500 basketball since forever. I don't remember last time I remember the Wizards really being that relevant in the NBA a couple of years back, but no, not even making the play-in or the playoffs that they made. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think they were a 500 team. You know what I mean? So what are they going to do? Are they really going to blow it up? You know what I mean? Is Bill something that you want to see on the New York Knicks? Now, as a backcourt, he would be with Jalen Brunson. It'd be a fierce backcourt, a smaller type backcourt, but, the scoring between those two guys, Jalen Brunson and Bill, would be phenomenal. You know what I mean? And, but now we're looking at Bill being the 2 and Grimes going to the bench. You know what I mean? Is that what you want to see for Bill? I don't know. His contract is like $60 million when he's about 34 years old. And that's a problem. And he has his own trade kicker. If he don't want to go nowhere, he ain't going nowhere. So you got to pay me. So I don't know if I'm really down for Bill. If we're talking about Bill right now, I mean, there's some trades where you could get Bill and we could get him here and still stay under the semi, not the super luxury. I mean, not the luxury tax apron and not the super apron, but we could get him where we're about 10 millions in. I think we go up maybe 2 or 3 more million or something like that. You know what I mean? To make the deal right. So some it's something to look at, but for me, Bill is a no-go.
Yeah. If you look at his stats right there, contract wise, 51 million 5 years, 43 2020. He finished now. He's going into what 23, 24. So you got pretty much 200 million left on that. 50 million, 46, 50, 53, 57 with a player option and a no trade clause. That's a lot to swallow. He's a talented ball player, man. Let's not get it twisted. I know people are not big on Bradley Beal, but the young man can shoot the rock though. He can get down, man. He's a scorer from all levels. But just that,
he's definitely a star. He's definitely a star.
Yeah, man. He won the scoring title a couple of years ago. Like you say, those shot pals and everybody. The problem is how severe is his injuries. I'm not going to question the man's heart because I don't know. I'm not going to say that he didn't want to play. I'm not even going to go out there like that because I would be pretty much assuming. I don't know whether he injured or not. That it could be the case. He really was injured. You know what I mean? You know, but I think we can get that same production, maybe not at an expensive contract, and somebody who might could play more games than he did. If he was just sitting there because he didn't want to play, then you wouldn't want to play it like that. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want a guy who don't go to bat for his teammates. You know what I mean? That's the case. I don't know if it's the case, but from what you were saying, what everybody else was saying, I would never want a player who don't want to play basketball.
Right, I feel you.
You're supposed to go in the foxhole with your boys, regardless of what situation is. So and I'm hoping that's not the case. But man, he definitely can get. He definitely got game. He really does, man. But that's one that I'm kind of, all these guys coming out, ladies and gentlemen, all these guys got injuries, man. Like Zion got injuries, LaVine had injuries, Bill had injuries. Anybody you pick that you want the Knicks to go to got injuries, whether it's Cat, anybody.
Everybody
had injuries. So it's not going to make a difference whether you think it's because I think you just got to throw the injury equation out the window because a lot of them cats go out there, they get injured, but yeah, he's one guy that I'm not too worried about coming to the Knicks. I think, but here's this thing too, though. Then we got to look at where he might go. You don't want to go in the Eastern Conference to Miami. You don't want to go to a certain team that's going to make it hard for us to get to where we got to go because that, but regardless of where we go, Knicks got to do what they got to do. But I tell you what, though, he definitely would put. I don't have a problem with him if it wasn't for the injury because I think you move my man to the bench. You got Quentin Grimes coming off the two behind that dude. That's pretty tough to deal with. Even if you sign Quickly back and you got Quickly and Grimes and whoever going to be at the three, Josh Hart, Obi if he's still here in Harkenstein, that's not a bad bench right there. You know what I mean? That's a stellar dip. They all can shoot the ball. Quickly can shoot it. Grimes can shoot it. Hart he got to get better at it, but Obi can shoot it. And so I think you got a good bench there. You got two guys on the back who play stellar defense, Grimes and Quickly. Josh Hart plays stellar defense. You know what I mean? And Obi, but only the not the greatest one out in that starting line in that second unit shot power, but that wouldn't be a bad bench with Bradley Beal starting at the 5. I mean at the 2, I'm going to say for Nick, but it's just a contract, brother. It's just a contract. The contract,
man.
Yeah, contract.
34 years. I think it's 34 years old, and he had like 64. So every year the salary cap goes up, his salary goes up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't catch up with him. His contract every time the year's over and the salary cap goes up, his salary goes up, and that's what every time I think about it, I'm like, I think next year is supposed to be like 170 something million or something like that. His contract will be 50 million. Then the next year it might be like 182, 84 million. Then his salary goes up to 150 something.
Mm-hmm.
And the next year after that, maybe it might be close to 180 something, 83, 87. I don't know. I'm making numbers up now. His salary goes up to 60 million. Whew, that's a lot of that. You know what I mean? And I'm not doubting him. He is a star. He is definitely a star. An all NBA star. He's made it to the All-Star. He's an all NBA star. No doubt about it. But with his money, we could pick up 2 players.
Yep. A chat. Salute everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all in the building. Coach in the building. Almighty JJ. Will Cruz was good. Will, man, child. Everybody in the chat. Salute to you, Frank Matos, Rick, Ribby. Salute everybody, man. Appreciate y'all coming in. Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all know the other big news out there, Zion Williamson. That's another elephant in the room. Explosive player, transition player, can't stand the court shot powers. Contract ain't super bad. I mean, you know what? 5 years, $33 million ain't bad. For $33 million, the problem is, can that man stay on the court for the New York Knicks? That's the bottom line right there. You know, that's going to be his Achilles. I don't care about all that off-court stuff. That man can date who he want. He can love who he want. You know, all that crazy stuff out there about that. Other than that, the only thing you got out of Zion Williamson is his health. All that other stuff don't really mean nothing. You know what I mean? That's just for people who want to get the news out there, have a story to tell. But for the basketball player, he just can't stay on the court, shot powers. He just can't stay on the court, and that's my only trepidation with Zion Williamson. The cat can do things with a basketball that a lot of cats in the NBA can't do. You know what I mean? For a guy who don't shoot very well. And I tell you what, I think if he did come to New York, Tibbs would get the best out of him. That's one thing I do know. You know, because sometimes you got to look at these players like how their careers went because of who the coach that they had. You know what I mean? Sometimes we might think a player's not good, but it might be because of the coach that he had. You know, you don't got too many guys who get to have a real Greg Popovich as a coach or Eric Spoelstra or Tom Thibodeau. A lot of people come here with coaches that's not really don't got no game and they haven't really proven nothing. So you're trying to raise a superstar and you're not even good at it. You know, so things like that is interesting to me. And you look at Zion, what he went through down there, changing coaches. Willie Green came in there and finally got him to the playoffs with Brandon Ingram and Valanciunas and all these guys and CJ McCullough. I think if he wouldn't have got hurt, that would have been one of the scariest teams in the West because Zion would have been healthy. So, I mean, I say all that to say, Shot Powers, like, what do you think? Would you take a leap of faith to go on Zion Williams, or you would pass on him?
Zion Williams, his contract is not so bad. He's still in like that $40 million range, but electrifying player when he could be on the court. The one thing that I notice about the Pelicans, dang man, it's always something with the Pelicans. Like AD, Ingram, they all get there and don't want to stay there, man. Julius that left there, they just don't. I don't know what it is, man, and I'm not sure. You know, maybe it's not that big market-like team. The New Orleans Pelicans, they're more like a I don't know how New Orleans is really, but I know New Orleans is pretty big on football. You know what I mean? I think they're more, I mean, I'm not saying they're not as big as in basketball, but I know New Orleans big in football.
Facts.
So I don't know, man. Maybe, I mean, would I take a deal on Zion? The biggest thing for me, like we just talked about everybody else, is availability. I'm about to give you $40-something million. And can I get 60 games? Can I get 65 games out of you in the playoffs? You know what I mean? I give you about 20 games or so. Can I get 63 games? Can I get 63 games and have you fully healthy in the playoffs? That's what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? If we could get out to a good early start, because the biggest thing with the Knicks right now is about if we don't make too many major moves. I do think the Knicks need to make a move. You know what I mean? But I don't want to go crazy and have a whole new lineup from what we had last year. You know what I mean? That's not gonna put us in the same predicament where we are. If we're moving off of RJ and Randall and Mitchell Robinson, we move off three players and we bring in 3 new players. Now this is a different team. It's not the same team that we had, so we gotta put this team together. This team that we have right now is together. They look for each other. They play for each other. We got 47 wins last year. No one thought that. Could I substitute Randall out for if I knew that he could give us the Iron Man like Randall out? Of course. If he could give us 77 games next year, I'd do it in a heartbeat. And I mean, the guy's prolific, about 61% from the field. His driving lane, he is a beast. You can't stop him. He could pass a little bit. He could rebound a little bit. Not as good as Julius Randle, but his scoring is way better than Julius Randle. I think he's about 26, 27 points. I think he's about 6-7 rebounds. You know, he's a little less in rebounds, but his assist percentage is a little better. I think he's around 4 or 5 assists. but his percentages to the basket and the drives is like 60%. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with that. If we could get a solid 65 games out of him plus the playoffs, it might be something to think about. But overall, if I'm putting right now, not knowing what he's going to come in and do, I stick with Randall on that deal. I could find a better deal to get a player that fits a little better, and we don't have to trade 3 players to get this guy, and still have somewhat of the same team. I stay with Randall. I like his game, and I think he should have been here in New York. But could you imagine him being in New York with all the injuries that he had since then? I think RJ was the best pickup in that trade. That's to me. Ja did his thing too, and this guy went number 1. But who just came out of the second round in the playoffs this year? Not Ja or Zion. Just saying.
Right. Yeah, man. You know, for me, ladies and gentlemen, you can't sleep on 26.7 rebounds, but that PER 25.2. He's
man.
Efficient dude, man, and he's a hard thing. And the contract is not bad because
it's not bad.
33, 36, 38, 41.
41 is the biggest.
Yeah, 44 in 2027. And I know this cat will definitely make it better. It's just like you got to deal with the injury history, like we all say. I really believe Zion wins. If it wasn't for the injuries, I would take him in the Knicks in a heartbeat. He'd have been an all-star. He'd have been an all-star, all MVP. He'd have probably got some high at the top 15 in the league with the numbers that you got up there right now. He'd have been one of the top. He'd have been in the Julius round. He'd have been in one of those. Yeah. No question. Yeah, so that's the trepidation with me. It obviously is the injuries, ladies and gentlemen. If it wasn't for the injuries, no doubt in my mind that boy would have been up in here, man. Because like I said, this cat really got game. Like I said, that contract is good. Just the injuries. It's always the injuries, man.
Yeah. As I said, his contract not that bad. I said the highest I think his thing is $41 million. That ain't so bad. It's the thing is. I mean, it will up us. He would be the highest paid player on the team. And I mean, he would be the highest paid player on the team. I mean, if any of these guys that we're talking about right now, anyone, LaVine's, the Bills, they're going to be the highest player on the team. Right now, we got a team with nobody making $30 million right now. How good is this front office? We just came out being the fifth seed in the East and the second round. Just missing it by 2 games with not a player that's making $30 million. True. How good is this team?
Yeah, and Linda Lynn, and I know Linda Lynn not really big on KB, but she said for that bill contract, let's make it happen. I ain't mad at you, but I tell you what, man. And here's a good thing about that: if you had to trade Zion Williams for Julius Randle, whatever, Julius Randle came from New Orleans. You familiar with the city? And Julius Randle is a Southerner. You know what I mean? Dallas, Texas. So. He got a grasp of that West Coast Southern type thing and whatever case may be. If it wasn't for the injuries, I think New Orleans would do that. I don't think Zion Williams is going to stay in New Orleans. He can go to Houston. He can go to New York, Charlotte. I think he want to be in a big market. I think preferably he would like to be in the Mecca. I really believe that. And I think if you had a chance to move Julius Randle for Zion Williamson, you throw in another player or a couple of picks or whatever, because one thing that was good about Julius Randle, his production makes him worthy of matching a good player's salary, because Julius Randle is an all-star, all-NBA. So it's not like they taking back some scrub. You know what I mean? They're taking back a guy who probably helped. Now, I can imagine Valanciunas, Julius Randle, and Brandon Ingram, and whoever at the 2 and C.J. McCollum. That's a good-ass team, right? Pardon my French. That's a good team right there. That's a solid team. It takes the pressure off of Brandon Ingram because you got a guy like Julius Randle who can get buckets. You know what I mean? And I would do it if it wasn't for injuries. But I think that boy come to New York, he won't be injured like that. I just don't think
that's what I was saying that about Bill, because I'm not saying it, I'm not making them try to put but me, this guy had a hamstring injury for like 8 months. Right. I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying a hamstring injury. It's not like you tore. I mean, I didn't look too much into it, but I didn't hear anything. Everything that I looked at, I didn't see nothing about he tore his Achilles or not like that, or the hamstring, or he didn't rip the damn, I'm not thinking I'm high now. He ain't ripped the lower part or the upper part. You know, I mean, he ain't ripped nothing. I mean, maybe I didn't see it, maybe he did, but he was out like 8 months with a hamstring injury. I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging out. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, G Money, I wouldn't do that trade just because Michael Porter's injuries. Michael Porter, you know, he good, man. He can shoot the ball, but I just think them injuries. He's another guy, man. These injuries is tough, Shot Howard, man. It's just so tough.
There's nobody. I've looked at everybody, man. If you look at some of these guys, and some of these guys that we talk about their injury prone are not so much. You know what I mean? They're not so much like Turner. They say he's injury prone. Last two or three games, he played about 75% of his games. You look at this last. You look at LaVine. In the last 5 years, LaVine played about 80 to 85% of his games. Everybody's like, oh, he played 60. That 68 game was the bubble year. It was only like 70. What was it? 72 games. He played 69. He just before that he played the highest game was 77, and I think the last one was 74 after that or something like that, or 69. He's been playing enough games. We talk about these guys injury prone. KP this year he had 65. He played 65 games. Now, if you look at his prior years, he haven't played a 65-year game in a long time, and he has been out a whole year. But yeah, everybody got a little injury, man. Everybody got a little twang in it. Somebody got a knee problem. Somebody got an ankle problem. Somebody been out for a while. Yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Real talk. Hey, G Money, I open up in a minute, man. I got you, my man. We'll open up the panel in a few minutes. Yeah, Chop Powers. For me, that's what it all come down to. But I tell you, Zion Williamson. If Zion Williamson give me 65 games a year, take him.
Right, 65 and the playoffs. I'm with it.
If Zion
65 in the playoffs, yeah.
And the playoffs,
yeah.
Take it. Because I'm gonna tell you something. He will electrify the Garden, bro. Real talk, man. This kid he's that talented. He's uber talented. He's like a Charles Barkley, the new millennial Charles Barkley type game. You know what I mean? And I just think that he needed to change the scenery. I think he was hoping he came to New York City. And you know, and I really believe that. And but I would not hesitate. And I love Julius Randle. Y'all know me, man. Julius Randle came here and made the Knicks relevant. But for Zion Williamson, young cat like that, he only making about 5 or 6, 7 million more than Julius Randle, and give you Julius Randle numbers. You know, only thing tough about that is he got to, you know, he don't have a 3-point game per se, but the way he get to the basket, he still get down that lane pretty good. I would have to go with that, man. And I'm a Julius guy. I give Julius credit for what he did for the New York Knicks, what he's been doing for the New York Knicks. Right. I don't never want to throw shade at Randle, man. I don't get worried about the little things, but he has been a soldier for the New York Knicks, man. Real talk. But for Zion Williamson, a healthy Zion, I would have to do it because this cat is transcendent, bro. See, what is crazy about it, he haven't played enough basketball over the years to let people really see what he could do. You know what I mean? But I like Julius Randle, man. So the guard said, he said no. You know, he keep that. You know, I want to do that. But he's one of them guys that would have been. You know, we dealing with a higher echelon player that we look at. We talk about some of the guys, second tier player that I'm really all for the second tier players. I like the Kuzmas. I like the Nas Reeds of the world. I like some of these guys who don't need to require that big numbers, but could do the same thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's another way we can go. But what if you had the other name out there? So how do you really feel about Zach LaVine, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I ain't seen him a lot wide. I ain't seen the healthy Zion yet. That's the only reason I don't want him on the yard. And for that reason, is that you know, his game is predicated on he got to jump all the time. Like the only way he get buckets is he's in the air. Period.
300 pounds in the air.
Yeah, and if that's your whole game, all the rest of your career, he's gonna sustain injuries all the time because you jumping like you damn near jumping out of the gym, but when you land, you bringing all that weight down on your ankles, on your foot, and everything. That's the hardest part about that dude, man, is that his game is predicated on being in the air. He's 6'5", 6'6" at best, And if he can't jump, then that changes the game. And then on top of that, it is the facts. I mean, it's not the facts. That's probably where it's at with him. So it's tough. It's a tough call with a guy like that, man. But I like him though. But what's your thought on Zach LaVine? Because that's another name out there, Shot Powell. Everybody talk about Zach. Would you love to see him on the Knicks? And what would be your take on him coming to New York Knicks if we can get him?
All right, Zach LaVine. I like to trade for Zach LaVine. I mean, I don't think that would be like. All right, let me say this. Before I say how much I would like Zach LaVine, I really think the Knicks need to stay pat. I don't think the Knicks need, if they make a trade, like I said before, I don't think that they need to move out 3 or 4 of our starting rotation to get 3 or more players in the starting rotation. Maybe 2, and that's where I really think I'm really hitting on two players. 3 different names, but about 2 players and the positions they will play. I like Zach LaVine, and I would like him here. I think Zach LaVine would be a big upgrade to RJ Barrett. Everything shows, stat-wise, statistics, analytics, everything shows that Zach LaVine is a better player than what RJ Barrett is at his age. Right now, RJ is 23 now. I think his birthday must be this week, coming to 28th, I think, or something like that. But 23, Zach is 27, I think, 27 or 28 or something. I think 27 or 28. But LaVine is an all-star. Another very good year that he had this year playing basketball. About 24 points a game, about 4 or 5 assists a game, about 3 or 4 assists, rebounds a game. At any given game that he comes on the court and he gets fired, he can score 40 points easy. The guy's a good 3-point shooter. He's a very good mid-range shooter. And if you give him the lane, he would throw it on you in a heartbeat. The guy, I don't think he was in a dunk contest. The guy could get up and throw the ball down. So closing at the rim, his percentage is way over RJ. And I mean, I can't remember what the percentage is, but it's way over. He makes 50-60% of what his drives when RJ is making 30 to 40% of his drives. So at Zach LaVine, if we could get him, RJ has to go out in the trade, and we could get him and still stay under the salary cap. Even with his contract, he's already went through 1 year that contract that he just signed. This will be his second. This will be his second year. What's going on? What's going on, Money? This will be his second year going into his second year. He has 4 years left. 3 years of playing, and 1 year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the last year is a player option or a option, something like that. His 4th year is I can't remember. It's not a team, maybe a team option. So he really only has 3 years that he would have to really stay here before the option comes up. And I really like Zach LaVine, and if we could get him, I'd be happy. I mean, I would hate to see RJ go, but he will make the team a little better. You know what I mean? Him and now you're talking about him, Grimes will still be a little small at the front. All 3 of them are, but LaVine, Brunson, and Grimes, I think I can see that happening. And the only deprecation that I have to getting him is will Randall be able to feel like a number 3 now? Because LaVine coming in here, he's going to be the number 2. And I mean, he's going to be the number 2, no question. And right behind Brunson and LaVine is going to be the key parts of what we do. So I'm with Zach LaVine 100%.
Yeah. So G Money was good, my brother.
G Money.
Salute. What's shaking and baking, cool cast? What's going on? What's going on? I would not mind Zach LaVine. My only concern is the $40 million contract he's going to make next year. But other than that, I would not mind Zach LaVine. He's athletic, can create his own shot, has a feathery touch. He can finish like a bull, no pun intended, like a raging bull. And he has a nice mid-range shot. So I would not mind Zach LaVine. But I have a trade idea for you guys. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but hear me out. Would you trade RJ Barrett for Michael Porter from Denver?
No.
Just because of injuries. That's it. Just because of injuries, and he had a $200 million contract. Let me throw that up.
Yeah, Michael Porter.
Yeah, his contract is just as bad. He's one of those $40 million contracts too. That, you know what I mean, and he's I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't think about it, but him for, I mean, we would have to give up more players if we give him up. Because if I'm not, well, when we get to him, let's get through LaVine first, and we'll see if we can find him, because I think he's a high paid guy too. I mean, he's up there too, and I don't know if he's is he on the market?
Michael Porter, no, he's not in the market now. I'm just asking for an idea. I'm not saying we should trade for Michael Porter. I mean, and Michael Porter's making 33. I'm just saying that if randomly Denver decided to trade him.
Yeah. For me, Michael Porter, talented as he is, and he talented. I think they gave him a $200 million extension. I'm like any other person. I'm concerned about his health and his defense. I don't think he's a Tom Thibodeau type player. I think Tom may try to get the best out of him. But, you see a lot of these guys, when you playing around a guy like Jokic, what happens when you're not around a guy like him? You know what I mean? So sometimes when you got a great player like Jokic, he hide a lot of people's deficiencies. You know what I mean? He hide a lot of them because he's so dominant. And he hides a lot of the stuff. So let's say if Jokic wasn't there, how would his numbers be? Because how consistent would his numbers be? Because you got a guy like Jokic who's literally taking the pressure off these guys. I mean, he literally taking the pressure off them. So, but I like his game. I'm concerned about his health. But real quick, before we get out of the Zach LaVine thing, what's interesting to me about Zach LaVine is this here. He gets you 24 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, PER 19.0, and that's where I want to see RJ ascend. Because right now, RJ last year PER was 12 points, 12-point PER.
Yes.
Zion was 26-point PER. His efficiency rate, I mean, they're efficient. So he's a pretty efficient cat. But like I said, 37 million, not bad. 40, 43, 45. He got a player option before it, but
that's what I said. Player option, and he'll probably pick up the player option. But I know he got 3 years before we could think about training. But I wasn't sure if it was a player option or a team option. So that makes a difference, because he'll probably opt into that contract.
So that's one guy. I'm just want to get through some of the big names out there, ladies and gentlemen. We dab into the second tier guys. We got all night to do this, because that's a lot of second tier players that I would like to have before all these stars. To be honest with you, I like the team we got. I just think that we can fill this void. I still would take, believe it or not, if Kuzma cost you $20 million, I would take Kuzma over all these $40-something million players. Size, been there before, plays, defense better than people give him credit for, and it's only $20 million.
Kuzma is not a bad choice. I think he's gonna want about 20-25 million, but where we gonna fit him? And Tom Thibodeau's 9-man rotation.
You got to be in the small forward.
You got to be in the small forward. I think we're going to have to move Quentin Grimes to the bench.
Oh, and move RJ to the 2?
Yeah, that's a nice size team right there, man. That's a nice size team. I would love to see that cat, because I just know that when you got somebody who got championship pedigree in him, even though he played, he's been there, in his numbers, we get on these players because they not. You don't see the cats every night, man. He had a good season. You know what I mean? We don't see him every night like we see the Knicks players every night. Unless you're an avid NBA fan, you watch every team all day on NBA League Pass. That cat came in here and lit the Knicks up for 40 points. Bust out bubble last year. I mean, Kuzma lit us up last year. One game, 40 points was killing us. So I'm like,
mid-range threes, long-range dunks.
Yeah, man. For 25 million, like Alawa said, that means he's still not in the top 3 highest paid, because Brunson make about that, Randall make that, RJ make that. See what it is? That keep the infrastructure real good for the future. You know what I mean? I like Kyle Kuzma because of that reason. It don't cost you a lot of money. The cat can play basketball. You know what I mean? He don't need to be a superstar. We got good players. We need somebody who can come in there and make the team a little better. You know what I mean? And he got size. You know what I mean? And like I said, you can't compare these guys to the coaches that they had compared to coaches like Tibbs. Like the guys they might have had coaching in Washington and whatever he had in LA before LeBron, it might be different because sometimes a coach and the organization bring the best out of you. You know what I mean? And now that the Knicks really got their stuff together, Shot Powell and G Money, I think any player coming to New York going to flourish because look at the players that we got to flourishing now. You know what I mean? So, I think that plays a big difference. I think sometimes if you got the right infrastructure around you, the right coaching, it makes you a better player. And coaching is everything. You know what I mean? So I don't have a problem with a guy like that because I just think that Nas Reed, for instance, can you imagine Nas Reed in a Tom Thibodeau type of defense and he could do the things he do where he might can't do down in Minnesota. You got Rudy Gobert and you got Carl Towns. Yeah, he might can't flourish because he got certain guys around him that's taken away from his shine. But I think a lot of these guys come to New York now. I think with the right coaching and the coaching, I don't have a problem with guys like Kyle Kuzma because I think for his money, he deserves it. That cat, when he on, he on. I mean, so Shot Powell and G Money, I think there's a guy that you can look at from a possibility of a lower tier, half the money that all these other guys is making, and he plays though. He plays. He stays. He's not an injury prone player. So I think that's
true. That's true. The only thing he was really hurt was really this past season when he hurt his wrist though against the Suns. Other than that, he's pretty durable and he can stretch the floor. He can't fly to the rim. He can finish. Yeah. Najee can be streaky sometimes, but when Najee is on, he can hit the free at the top of the key.
Yep, absolutely. And Shot Powell, you look at what he do, and see he's another cat. Not like he's 21 points a game last year, 7 rebounds. I'm talking about Kyle Kuzma, but here's the catch. Here's the caveat. I'll put up there, let you guys see it. Here's the caveat. RJ Barrett's PER was 12.9. His was 14. So efficiency type thing, you know what I mean? But he did put up 21 a game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. You know what I mean? He's 6'9". You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference because size is good. So he's 27 years old. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He coming to East Coast. He know East Coast basketball. I definitely wouldn't have a problem with him, man. I just think that he can help this team out in a way that Fournier, in a way that Obi can't. Because Obi not seasoned enough to do what he's doing unless he get the opportunity, but Kyle Kuzma, he get you 21 a game. He literally got you 21 points a game last year. Contract year, obviously. So I mean, it might be a different story, but I don't have a problem with him. I think that is really interesting to see with that. So he's one guy that the Knicks might do, they might not do. But I don't have a problem with him. Hey, they Washington say they're gonna blow it up, right? You throw Kuzma and somebody in a trade to New York, Shot Powers. You just never know how that might work out. But I don't care with KP, anybody, but I think he can help the Knicks. I'll put it like that. I don't think he need to come in here and be a superstar. We ain't asking for that from him. He's decent. JJ. His defense is not bad at all.
It just comes and goes. It comes and goes.
The goal, and I think that's what I mean. Excuse me, G Money. Under Thibodeau, that might not be the case. You know what I'm saying? He Tom Thibodeau going to make sure that he out there grinding all the time, or he might throw his butt on the bench like Obi. You know what I mean? I think I was trying to say earlier. Some of these guys, you got to have a coach that'll push you into being good, coach you into being great. And I think Tibbs is that type of guy because everybody under him improves. So Shot Powers. But what's your thought good about him, Shot Powers, before Kyle Kuzma?
Kyle Kuzma is an unrestricted free agent, and I think he's going to want about $23 to $25 million. He's a big guy, can play some basketball. You know what I mean? I think his defense is pretty okay. He can turn it up on any given night. But I'm going to say it would have to. We can't sign him, so we would have to be a trade, and that would have to be around that trade deadline thing. I don't know if we pull a trigger on him. I'm not opposed to him coming here, but I thought every time we talk about Kuzma, I think of him coming to the 3. And that's RJ position. But now that you said moving RJ back to the 2 and Brown's going to the bench, I could see something like that happening. But the thing like me, my big thing right now is, and I hate to say this out loud, man, because the more and more I think about it, man, it hurts my feelings, man. But I really think we need to get a center. I hate to say it, and I know Aiden and not like that, but we need a. We've been playing a lot of 4 and 5 basketball. Mitchell Robinson is a great rebounder, man. He's a great offensive rebounder, and he really fits what Tom Thibodeau wants. Get out there, be gritty and stuff like that. But Mitchell Robinson, every time I watch it, I'm starting to watch some games that we already played and stuff, and I watch Mitchell Robinson, man, double team at the top of the key, up on Brunson, and double down on Julius Randle when he has the ball. We need someone to pull that center that does the double team on Randle and Brunson away from those guys and put them on the perimeter. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, getting back to Kuz though. Good player. Not one of my good price, but I think, like I said, I think he's going to want about $25 million. He's probably going to want a 4 to 5 year deal. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying I wouldn't want him if we got him, but not one of my high picks right now. I have other ideas that I would get for at that position, probably around that amount of money.
Hey, Felicia, real quick. Hey, Felicia, you know what's interesting to me with that? I think the Knicks should try to pull that off, but put a 3-way deal in that, Felicia. Bradley Beal to Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell to Washington, Donovan Mitchell via Washington to New York Knicks. Knicks send them picks. If they're going to go in rebuild mode, I would pull off a 3-team deal if that was the case. Because if they want Bradley Beal in Cleveland. And like you said, with a swap, I would if I was the Knicks, I would jump in there and say, Washington, listen, you get Donovan Mitchell to Washington, we get him to New York, we'll give you what you need, in a sense. You know what I mean? Long thing and fair. Because that's what, if they're gonna do that, they're gonna rebuild like that. I would have to do that. I would have to say, you know what?
Give them the picks so they can get the swap and make the move, right? I hear that.
Yeah. So you can let's say you bring Bradley Beal to Cleveland, and Donovan Mitchell goes to Washington. What will the Knicks give up to get Donovan Mitchell here? If they're gonna go in rebuild mode, they're gonna want 5 picks. That's fine, 4 or 5 picks. Whatever player they want, we got. If they want some aspiring deal so they can have the money in the future. Because usually a rebuilding team don't really want no aspiring.
New York may need to show like IQ or Grimes,
right?
Maybe like Rose or
like that. Yeah, but I tell you what.
Yes,
that ain't bad, Felicia. I would have to a lot of things. I would have to think about that, man. Get that man. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Mega. He probably won't. Mega NYC. He probably don't want to go there. I think Bradley Beal want to go to a contender because to me, why would he want to go to Cleveland if you losing Donovan Mitchell? Because you really just making Cleveland like they were. You know what I mean? You just changed one good player for another good player, so that's not going to catapult them to be better. Because I think you're thinking I think Donovan Mitchell is better. I mean, because he's constantly on the court and he's constantly doing what he do. So yeah, I think that would be tough to do because I don't think that he would want to go to Cleveland, like Mega said. He got a no trade clause. He dictate where he want to go. You know what I mean? But I think I wouldn't have been mad at that, Felicia. Real talk. If they could have pulled that off some way and then got that cat to come here, that would have been pretty nice. So. But I don't know. I think the Donovan Mitchell thing is still open, shot. That's why I think they might not try to make too many major moves. They know that Donovan Mitchell don't want to be there. The Knicks went after that dude. You know what I mean? So do you think, G Money, that the Knicks could still wind up with Donovan Mitchell if he truly want to get out of there?
I mean, they can, but I don't think they will. Can they? Yeah, they can. There's an opportunity of anything. It doesn't mean they will. I just don't see the Cavs trading Spider-Mitch right now. I just don't see it, though, especially what happened in the playoffs when the Knicks kicked their butt last year. I just don't see the Cavs swapping Spider-Mitch right now. But another players that we should consider, and this players in the chat, Keldon Johnson and I know this may be a stretch, Jaren Jackson. Would you consider?
I love Jaren Jackson. Yeah, Jaren Jackson, no question.
They're not giving him up.
They ain't giving him up.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not giving him up.
It makes it bad.
Keldon Johnson.
I would jump all over him, but they not giving up. There's some players that we just like. They sound good and they could fit the Knicks. Like, I would like SGA here. You know what I mean? I would love to see SJ here, but I like Brandon Ingram here, but I don't think they're giving up Brandon Ingram. You know what I mean? There's a couple of players out there that I think that would
Mikal
come in.
Bridges.
I was about to say, you read my mind. Great minds think alike, because I was just about to say Miguel Bridges, but I don't think they're not on the cop. They're not out there. Those are players that will come here and I think will really fit real good, but they're not coming here, man. Those players I'm far past right now. I'm stuck on two positions right now, man. Either our small forward position and our center position right now. And now I got trades for both, and I'm just waiting for the names to come up. So we already went over LaVine. I think we could get LaVine. I think he's a way big higher upgrade than what we have in RJ Barrett, and he could get you there, man. He could get you there with Brunson, and he's already played under Tom Thibodeau. You know, the connections and all that other stuff. Like they say, I like LaVine. You know what I mean? And when we get to the other guys' name, if we get there, you know what I mean? I think those two players is not a big move. And for two reasons, the other player I'm talking about is Miles Turner. You know what I mean? If it's not Miles Turner, it's KP. You know what I mean? Me personally, I like KP, but the trade that I want for KP involves Randall, and we keep Mitch. But I can't see a way that we can make KP the center and Mitch can go to the bench. You know what I mean? That'll work for me too. If we could have and get off a Hartenstein contract. You know what I mean? That could really work for us too. KP is a stretch 3-point shooter, and he's not going to hesitate when you give him the ball to shoot that 3-point shot. He will shoot it from the logo on you with accuracy. You know what I mean? And Miles Turner shoots about 4 or 5 3-pointers a night and can get hot. One of the hottest years that he had in his young season that he's been playing. 18 points. This is one of the best seasons I've seen that he had. 18 points, about 8 rebounds, about 4 assists. He's hitting about 37% from 3-point land. That's what we need right now. I got so upset watching how we play basketball at the 4 and 5 offense. The man that's guarding Mitchell Robinson almost every time is double team on Brunson when he has the ball, or double team on Randall, and that 8 seconds when Randall gets the ball and he gets ready to make the mistake. Is almost every time is Mitchell Robinson, man. And we have to have someone to give these guys open lanes. If we really going to keep RJ and Randall on this team together, we need to give them open lanes and space in that middle. And Mitch, I hate to say, this is driving me crazy because Mitch is my guy, and I wouldn't mind him staying here again, but Mitch clogs that lane up, man. Mitch doesn't. If Mitch even staying at the 3-point line, his man is not even going to follow him out there because they know that Mitch is not going to shoot a 3-pointer. You know what I mean? And that's what makes this team look a little clunky at times. That player, that Mitchell Robinson, man, is the man that usually is always double teaming somebody. We've seen a lot of that in the Cleveland series, and we've really seen a lot of that in the Miami series when Bam and whatchamacallit was up high on Brunson a lot of times. I mean, we really need some shooting, and both of those guys I mentioned, KP and Turner, can shoot the 3-point shot. And they'll give you a post move in the box. They could put their backs to the basket and make a move, a left, right hook, jump shot, short jump shot. Either one of those guys, man. So I think the first move I want to make is getting rid of Evan Fournier, and then maybe thinking about moving off from Mitchell Robinson. I hate to say that, Mitch. I love you, man. I know you. If you're still here, I just want you to know it's not because of what you do, because you're great, but it's what you don't do that hurts the team, man. I think we could get 4 or 5 more wins if we have another player that steps. Let RJ and I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Real
Agreed,
talk. For me, it's interesting as this here. A lot of players that we talk about, people want that the Knicks want. That don't mean the other team want to give them up.
Right.
So,
True.
and that's I know, and that's why I try to be realistic about it. Though we want these players, that don't mean the other team want to give them up. You know what I mean?
It's true.
I tell you one thing, like as far as the KP for Randall, I don't think that would happen. Shot Power because they going into a rebuild. So I don't think they're gonna take Randall on the. If that's the case, they might as well keep Bradley Beal, get Randall in there to play with him. I think if they trade Bradley Beal, I think they're about to go in another direction. So I don't see Washington probably taking. I think they'd take Obi Toppin or IQ, but Randall, I don't know because they going in another direction. You know, what I mean, Randall got a 4-year deal worth $97 million, and I think they're going into a rebuild. So for me. If KP would decide sign that, he would just opt in. If KP opt in, and I know Lyndon Lynn know how big you is on it, Lyndon Lynn ain't having it. But if he opt in for that $36 million, you go get KP for that expiring deal. Because I think they what they're gonna want is the Obies and the Fournier, because they know Fournier money be up.
Give them their pick back. Just give them their pick back and just give them their pick back. They want that the most. I know that's for a fact.
Hey, Lynn, I got you, Lynn. Lynn said, you can hold the camera, Lynn. Go talk. You know, I'm looking at it from this standpoint here. If you look at everybody out there, if you look at everybody at the center spot, Cat costs too much. Expensive contract. I would take KP if he opt in. If he opt in, that's a no-brainer. Because you bring in an expiring contract, then you get to dictate what you want, like Shop House before the show. You dictate what you could pay him. You listen, KP, we give you 2 years, 20, 25, 30. If you don't want it, kick rocks. You know what I mean? So I like it. If he opt in, I definitely would do it because I know, we gonna say if you don't want to take this contract we giving you, and then you can go ahead and kick rocks. Because either way it go, they worked out for the Knicks G money because they got expirers in, expirers out. You know what I mean? Like Fournier and Derrick Rose, hypothetically. Because he got a team option for you, so you can kind of call it aspiring. So if you bring in them two and give them some young guys, and even if we don't sign KP, we did what we were going to do anyway. It would be like we did nothing and let Derrick Rose contract, which is aspiring, and Fournier was, pretty much on the team option. So it wouldn't have really hurt us, no way. But I think it would have made us a better team, at least for that one season. Even if the Cat played 65 games like last year, he would have made us a better team. And if they wanted Mitchell Robinson, okay, they got, I don't want to give up Mitchell Robinson, but they're going to want something for KP. You know what I mean? You ain't going to get him for no bag of chips and everything like that. But if not, then look at Cat contract. Cat got $60 million. Probably got it's a lot of money. And then you look at, I think the safe route to go is Nas Reed to me. I like Nas Reed, depending on where Jersey boy, Atlantic City, close to home. He had a good season he can get down to. So I mean, that spot and that's we don't need too much in New York. To me, we just need some depth. And if you're gonna upgrade, I don't think that it's gonna do too much. I don't think they're going to. If they do, gonna be surprised and shockingly if they go out there and from what I hear, they trying to keep the flexibility. So I don't know, Shop Powell. I don't know if they would do that, but at the same time, like I said, some of these players might be playing on a team where they don't got good coaches. Where they don't draw up plays to get the best out of them. They don't put them in situations to be a better player. It might not only be the player, it might be the situation that they're in. Some of these coaches don't put them in situations to make them better players. And I think that's what we got to kind of hope that whoever comes to the Knicks, Tom Thibodeau, because of, he's a good developer of talent, he's going to make them better. And I'm hoping that's what I'm banking on. But other than that, we know Dame Lillard ain't coming here.
Facts.
Damon Brunson would be like a dog with chocolate. It would be a horrible fit. Damon Brunson, it would be like your French fries.
You can't put them. They both point guards, man. There's no way I can see them two guys. That short backcourt, they would be prolific scoring, but the defense would be get run. You couldn't. That if you get them to, you definitely can't trade Mitchell Robinson. Or you got to get Mitchell Robinson right? and Turner.
And they both cannot move without the ball. I like Dame Dollar. But I just don't think Dame would fit, though. He's a great scorer, but if he doesn't score, what's he going to do? That's what I'm saying, though. Like, how would him and Brunson fit? It would be like, and I know crazy people will say, "Oh man, Brunson and Luka fit." Here's the difference: Luka at a mid-range game. Luka's an underrated. I know Luka can be a ball hawk, but Luka can play make though. Dame's not a playmate like that. Dame's a scorer, and Luka can finish at the rim. If you trap Dame, you can slow him down. That's what I'm saying. I know Luka can be a little bit streaky from three, but at least Luka Doncic has other arsenal. That's why it's not comparable though. And Brunson and Dame cannot move without the ball. How's that going to work though?
Yeah, that's interesting. You know what? Why I said that, and I agree with y'all guys on that because you know why? They both need the ball. It'd be like tit for tat. Brunson got it, then he got it. That's a tough call. I guess you could make it work. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, but I'm looking for more of a guy who could just come in here and play defense and offense. I just don't want somebody who plays one side of the ball. What good is you scoring 30 but you're giving up 34? I don't even need that.
Or if you give up 10 but you only score 9.
Right. You know what? And so that's where I'm at with some of these guys. I think whoever we bring in here, it's a lot of good players out there, Shop House. We got to bring in somebody not only who fit the team, can be coached by Tom Thibodeau. Let's keep it 100. You got to make sure who you bring in here can be a Tom Thibodeau type player. He can be coached by Tom Thibodeau. He got the game that fit with the way New York play basketball. You can't just throw anybody in the fold. Like Sean Powell spoke about earlier. It's the continuity. You can't break up the continuity. You got to make sure these cats can feed off each other, play off each other. And that's why I think it's important that you don't go out there making too many trades. And next thing you know, we got guys in here who don't know where your spot is at. He don't know where you like the ball at. He don't even know if you like the ball on your left side. He don't know if you like the ball on the right side. And then
I don't want too many trades. Yeah, facts.
It's going to create like a damn. We got to do it all over again. And think about this here, Shot Powers. This was Brunson's first year, and he had to learn the Knicks system. When he come back with these cats this year, he gonna because now he know the system. Jalen Brunson, this was his first year in a New York Knicks uniform playing with these players. And now that he done played with these guys 1 year, now he got a rapport with these guys. Now he gonna know what Brunson like. He gonna know what RJ like. He gonna know what Randall like. And hopefully he gets the So that's what we hoping. But it's the all season. There's a lot of stuff going on. But I'm confident what the Knicks gonna do, man. I just think we need to get somebody to strengthen that bench to go with Josh Hart and quickly. I think we gotta find a 3, like somebody said. I think Josh Hart is a small guy to be 3. I think I think it should be quickly and Josh Hart 1 and 2, and then you get a 3, and then you go. And if Obi Toppin's still going to be, then you got Obi and Harkenstein. But if Obi not going to be here, and we don't know what we're going to do with Emmanuel Quickly's contract. The good thing about it, you're going to have to do something. That's why I like where we at. I'm all for going out to Detroit, getting the Bogdanovich on that aspiring for Ever Fournier and a couple of other things, because we got a good rapport with that team when it comes to trading. Derrick Rose, Kemba Walker, back and forth. We got a good rapport with Detroit. And if they want to move on, if they want to get rid of Bogey's contract, but I think they're going to try to do so. I think my man being high there, Monty Williams, I think this team going to be looking to get into the playoffs now. I don't think they brought Monty Williams in there just to agree. But I do like him though. I think he'll be good. He got that dude got dog in him. And he go out there and knock it down from downtown. He'll go to the hole. He do the things Fournier don't do, but he shoot good as Fournier, or even better sometimes. Sure. He's tough. He's a tough dude, and we need tough-minded cats up here. So I like him. The Buddy Hield thing is not bad, but do the Buddy Hield thing? Do you move a man to the bench? I don't know. You know what I mean? Do you move Quentin Grimes to the bench? So it's tough. What do you think, G Money? What do you think the Knicks need? The way this team is presently constructed, what do you really think the Knicks need to get us to where we need to go? In your opinion,
this team needs offense. This team needs scoring.
Okay.
This team needs scoring. Because yes, to win championships, you do need defense, but at the same time, you need to score. Look at Miami last year. This past year, we were wrong. The Heat overachieved, but you know why the Heat didn't win? Scoring. They couldn't put the ball in the bucket.
Right.
You need a small forward that can create their own shot and score, and also play defense and be versatile. That's what I think, though. If New York wants to get it done, though. What about this player? Would you trade Gesundheit? I know this probably would never I know this probably would never happen, but still, you never know what can happen in any league. Would you trade for Joel Embiid if Embiid asks for a trade?
I would have to. Oh yeah, I would have to do that. No question about that. No
Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
Embiid?
if he asks for a trade. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying that if he asks for a trade.
Yeah, what?
All 29 teams in the NBA is going to look for that. If Embiid go on the market, hell, I mean, let me say this, man. I'm of course I would like Embiid here, but you have to look at the what would take to get him here and what team we would have after we get him here. You know what I mean? What we would have after, because Embiid, you're talking about Mitchell Robinson, you talk about Obi Toppin, you might talk about Grimes, you might talk about Hardenstein. You talking about 4 or 5 players and maybe about 5 first-round picks and maybe 2 swaps. You know what I mean? Maybe 2 second rounds. You're talking about a lot for Embiid. You get him here and we down to 6 players and we don't have a 9-man rotation, we're gonna be in trouble. I think we would try to get, we would swing for the hills. Could you imagine Embiid and Brunson? That would be awesome. You know what I mean? It'd be awesome, but I don't know if Embiid. I don't know if Embiid and Embiid got a pretty decent contract too. His contract ain't no lightweight thing, but I don't know if I would love to have him here, but I don't think he's I think he's on one of those things like SGA and yeah.
Hey, check it out. And you look at Joel Embiid numbers, right? This shit is crazy, bro. Listen, 33 a game, 23 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Listen, a 31.4 PER. Think about that. Triple what some of our guys could do. That shit is amazing. And listen,
score, post up, hit the 3, jab step. Athletic. My only concern is his playoff performances because he is inconsistent in the playoffs. But when his head is on, he's tough. He has to be consistent in the playoffs. Indeed.
4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, 2-time All-Defense, ladies and gentlemen. Here go the key: all defense. That's what I'm talking about. You get everything that Mitchell Robinson didn't give you, but he giving you 20 more points than Mitchell Robinson, or maybe 20-something points, same amount of rebounds, 4 more assists than Mitchell Robinson, and the PER off the charts.
And he's athletic.
Oh my God!
He is a definitely. Embiid to me is a all-star. You know how they are superstar. Excuse me. He is a superstar. He is one of the people in the league that I consider a superstar. And to me, it's not many, 3, maybe 4 in the league. But yes, he is. He can do you from anywhere. He'll kill you at the free throw line. He'll kill you at the short, the mid range. He'll eat you up at the 3-point line. And don't let him get a running start because he's going to throw it down on you too. I would do him in a heartbeat, but to get him is going to take so much from the Knicks. You're talking about his next contract is about $50 million. So now we're talking about at least 3 players from our starting unit, maybe one player from our secondary unit, and probably about 4 first-round picks, unprotected, and maybe 2 protected first-round picks, like that Milwaukee pick that's a top 3, and a Denver pick. The Denver pick that we got is the top or the Dallas pick, whichever one you want to pick. He's going to take a whole lot from us. It's going to take us a whole year to recoup to get him.
What about Paul George? Let's say the Clippers blow through. So what about PG-13?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I want to go to there. And Lynn, I'm on that.
My fault.
I'm on that train. Paul George, it's another dude.
Yeah. What? Athletic, struggle from 3, great hard-nosed, bloodhound defense.
Got to be one of the top 10 West wing defenders in the business. Just top 10 in the business. He literally top 10 in the business on the wings position. That cat can down with listen. Paul George would make the Knicks that team. We stay healthy. That's what we missing right there. We missing a dude just like that. And I got to give up
all star. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Godfrey.
Randall's a star, all-star. Yeah. And
I think they would. I think you're going to have to sit RJ out in that deal. If you were to get him here, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they got
shoot, athletic, looking like a snake to the bucket. Great defender.
Crazy. Yo, Jigga Man, what's popping? Mr. Porto. So the
Jigga.
Nick Brew crew in the building.
Stack.
Jigga Man, what's good, my brother? But yeah, man, you know what? I'm with you, Godfrey. I do agree with you that Nurse gonna with Nick Nurse there now, they ain't trading Embiid. But if I'm gonna tell you what I would have did if that was the case, all the Knicks would have had to do, Mitchell Robinson, $15 million, RJ about to get 20-something million. That's about 38. Throw in, I get you would have to probably throw in another player, match this out, whatever. But you can get it done, and you probably had to give up five picks. But I think if you had Joel Embiid, this is hypothetical. Like I said, I think if you had Randall and Joel Embiid and Jalen Brunson, the Knicks win the East. They might win a ring. Because
and fix the bench. You also fix the bench a little bit though. You still need a bench though.
Right. Yeah, you gotta get some mid-level players in there that don't require a lot of money. But think about this here. Julius Randle will have no pressure with Joel Embiid in there.
Agreed.
None. No pressure.
You can't trap Randle anymore.
Yeah, he'd probably be so free. I mean, he probably Julius Randle got a lot of weight on his shoulder, man. You know what I mean? That's why I respect Julius Randle because, like I said, he in 2020-21 when he had all them average players that got us to the playoffs. This year he had a better player with Jalen Brunson. We got the second round. But can you imagine him with Joel Embiid and Julius Randle don't have to put? Oh my God, bro, them boys to be good. And you still got Quentin Grimes at the 2. So you got Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, whoever going to be at the 3, Randle and Joel Embiid. That's a pretty tough.
Probably deal. Like Josh. You have probably put Josh Hart at the 3.
Yeah, yep.
Probably Josh Hart because I think they'll re-sign Hart. I don't think Hart's going to go.
Yeah, real talk, man. It's always interesting, man. It's a lot of scenarios, shot power, the G money that the Knicks can do. I definitely like the PG-13 thing. I think PG playoff P can get it. You know what I mean? He can get it, bro. He fit what we need. He fit what the Knicks need. And good thing about all the stuff we're talking about, we know it's only hypothetical. We know it's not. We just talk. We talk about things that can be a possibility. A lot of these cats might not like Paul George might not be going nowhere because him and Kawhi Leonard, they might say, listen. We go out there. Let's say we go get Damian Lillard or we go get another point guard. Kyrie. So obviously we know these guys ain't really going nowhere. Maybe because you put a Kyrie Irving on that team or you put a Damian Lillard on the Clippers. It's going to be a tough out for them teams in the West.
That team might win the championship.
Right. The only thing with them cats is what Kawhi Leonard going to do. Could he stay on the court? But man, it's a lot of scenarios out there, man. I like where we at. I like what we got, and I like the chance of getting better this offseason. But I'm good if we don't get none of these big name players. I'm good with these cats who around who just are filling the gaps that we didn't have in the playoffs. We, like you said, we need shooters. Shaw Power said, and you guys said you and G Money. If we just put a bunch of shooters around where we had everything and run it back, I'm still good with that. Because we was right there with a IQ not having a good playoffs and ended Julius Randle. We was right there. So I'm like, you know what? You just get the right piece in here, you guys, man, and I think it would really be interesting. Let me ask you, hey, Shop Powell, do you think the Knicks gonna keep Obi Toppin?
Say again.
Do you think the Knicks gonna keep Obi Toppin?
All right. I say, let me go to my book. No. I think Obi Toppin goes. All right. The reason why I say that, me as my GM hat on, is this move a makeable move that you could get this guy out there and make a move. I think Obi goes in the trade with Mitchell Robinson to get Miles Turner.
Okay.
I mean, and I think that move alone would change the way the basketball team. Not a big move, a nice low key move to get someone that could give you more offense. What we're talking about at the center position that can have his back to the basket. And another big thing, I think Turner will make Julius Randle play better because they're boys. And I mean, they're just straight up homeboys. And I mean, you put those two guys on the team together, I think Randle will want to play more defense to help his boy out because his boy will let him know when he's not doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? So me personally, I think the team I don't think they're going to make, like I said earlier, I don't think they're going to make 3 deals and all this stuff. But yes, I think is Obi a chip to be placed on the block today. On the thing we talked about this early in the season last year, Devon, about who is it going to be? Is it going to be Obi Toppin or is it going to be Emmanuel Quickly? And that's what if to me, I would want. I'm not advocating to move in either, but if we had to choose one, I think it would be Obi Toppin because I first of all I don't want to give up IQ, but Obi Toppin is never going to have the right burn and the right shine on the New York Knicks as long as we have Julius Randle. So in order for him to spread his wings and go somewhere like the Pacers, I think he could go there. He could probably be a starter, and I think he could get 25, 30 minutes, and then we could see what we gave up. Then we'll be like, dang, man, we should have traded Julius Randle. You know, you know what I mean? Or something to that extent, you know what I mean? We send him to another team. We see how good that he plays. You see that he's 21 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, shooting 3 for 5 from 3-point land. We're going to be like, oh, man, running up and down the court. You know what I mean? Not turning the ball over that much. Then we're going to see, because if you ask me, I thought when we got Obi Toppin, Julius Randle was going to be out of here. But Julius Randle had that phenomenal year that year when he went to the All-Star and all that other stuff. When I thought that we got him here, I thought the move was going to be at the trade deadline to try to get off Julius Randle. And that year, Julius Randle had the bomb year. That almighty 4th seed, he had the bomb year, and Obi got stuck behind him. And ever since, he's been stuck behind him. I think Obi Toppin may be in a trade, you know what I mean, to see one of these guys that we're talking about. All these names that we mentioned tonight, I have Evan Fournier and Obi Toppin in almost every one of those trades because of why we would want to move off of Obi Toppin and why we want to move off of Evan Fournier because of the money. So do I think Obi Toppin is going to be moved? If we make a move, I believe it's Obi Toppin before Emmanuel Quickly. I think we try to keep Emmanuel Quickly, give him a signing bonus this year before October of 14, 15, 16 million dollars. I think he'll stay here because I think he wants to be here in New York. I think he could get a contract for 3 years. He's only 23 years old. He'll be 26 the next time his contract comes around, and maybe that'll be the time for him to build his stock up. So when he wants to leave the Knicks, now he could go and get a contract of $28 million or 120 something million dollars from a team and be a starter. He could, so that's what I think. I think Obi needs to move, and that's it. Yeah, Obi needs to move.
Yeah. G Money, what's your feeling about Obi Toppin?
I love Obi Toppin. He always bring the Toppin tornado and that MSG on opponents. I think Obi's gone this offseason. I don't think Obi's going to be on this team next year. I just have a weird salute Eddie Alvarez and everyone. I just have a weird feeling that Obi's going to get traded to either like in Indiana or Sacramento or Golden. I don't think he's going to Golden State or something like that. I think Obi kind of knows he's gone this offseason. Look, Obi Toppin's he's athletic dynamo that can run like a cheetah. He's fast. He could jump off the gym like the backs of him. Could splash the corner 3. I know he's not a great defender, but he gets effort sometimes. I just don't see Obi Toppin flourishing with New York as long as Tiss is the head coach. I don't see it, though. I think Obi's going to get traded to a young team.
Okay.
He's going to spread his wings and fly.
That's exactly G-Money. And another reason why I say that, I think Indiana could be the team for him, man. And we can get somebody back from Indiana. We put Mitchell Robinson and him together. We could possibly get Miles Turner back. You know what I mean? That solves everybody's problem. Now we have a center that can spread the floor. now we got a center that can spread the floor. We give up Obi. We're not going to have to pay him that big not a big contract, but a decent sized contract that we don't have in our chest. And he gets to go to Indiana and spread his wings.
Hey, do you think Miles Turner? Here's what's interesting about Miles Turner to me. He's been around some damn good players, bro, and he ain't won nothing. He been around. I remember when he had Thibodeau when he wasn't hurt. He had
True.
Sabonis. I mean, they had some top.
Paul George.
Yeah, right. And But I think, like I said, he might come to New York and it'd be a different thing. But I would do Miles Turner in a sense because he can stretch the floor. But Miles Turner got to show that he can take these teams somewhere, man. He has some talent. He had Warren. Literally, this cat had some monster players around them. Them cats could never get nowhere. Doug McDermott. Yeah, they had some. So I take him on the Knicks because I think he fits what we need to do, and his defense is that shot blocking is phenomenal. So I would have to take.
Too.
No question, I'll take Turner on the Knicks. But that's my only trepidation. I would take him, but he gonna have to show and prove that because he's been around some talented teams, man. He's been around teams that
never won a series.
Yeah, and he and I think I should say this early in the stream that we talked about. Give me winning players over good players who just got skills. Where's your mind? Where's your conscience at about winning? Do you want to win games? Not because everybody can score the ball, everybody can do all that stuff. This is the NBA; they all talented. But I think Knicks got to make sure they bring in players like Jalen Brunson. You got to find somebody matching Jalen Brunson's will to win, to be a winner.
A pickle, a dog, a bloodhound.
Some of these guys like Bill good, but is he a winner? LaVine good, but is them cats going to get in there and say, I'm going to take these cats to where they need to go? That's what it all boils down to.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You want to get rough riders on this team. You want to get guys to sacrifice, not only for themselves, but for the team, for the city. You want guys who are not scared to fail. The problem with these certain guys are too scared to fail. It's okay if you miss a shot or so. You keep going and try again next time. We need a guy that's willing to put the superhero cape on and carry the team to the promised land, though. Ooh, yeah. I have another player. Oh, sorry, go ahead. What about this player? I know this probably won't happen, but you never know. The Clippers could do this. Kawhi Leonard. I'm not saying it could happen, but it's a possibility.
Yeah, man, that boy, he on another level. He had another level, bro. Yeah, but you know what?
We don't rule it out, though. The Clippers can. Who knows?
Yeah, they built a new stadium out there in LA.
That's why. Divine.
A new stadium. Listen, they only a player or two away from winning that thing. And unfortunately, the damn injury just hurt the Clippers. So but man, he that's a dude I love to have on the Knicks because of the way he played basketball. Him and Quentin Grimes at the 2 and the 3. You ain't scoring on the Knicks down there. I know that. Damn, my God, man, Kawhi Leonard and Quentin Grimes. Oh my God, bro, that would be one of the best 2-3 defensive lineups you could put on a basketball team with Kawhi Leonard and my man. But you know what I said? We know where the Knicks is going to go. The Knicks is not going to even go after these guys. So I don't want everybody to think that we in the chat want these guys. We just talking about I don't want none of them. But we also got to remember what other fan bases talk about them, so we got to throw them out there. I would mind for the Knicks to stay packed where they at, go get a couple of shooters and get somebody you're gonna have to trade Evan Fournier. So you're gonna have to bring somebody in here for that $18 million. Somebody coming to New York for Evan Fournier.
And let Derrick Rose go.
Yeah, right. The Knicks gonna make a move because of them two contracts alone. Evan Fournier and Derrick Rose gives them flexibility. Now, whether it be Josh Hart that takes Derrick Rose's money, so that's $15 million going. Now that Evan Fournier's contract, you can get a good player for Evan Fournier. Like I said, but you also got to remember something too, and everybody don't take this into consideration. Sometimes these young players are not ready to go to where the Knicks are going right now. I think Jalen Brunson pushed the Knicks bar up higher to get to where they got to go. If Jalen Brunson wouldn't have came in here, we could have stayed in keep the RJs of the world, let the Obi Toppin get some more. But the Knicks is not on that no more, ladies and gentlemen. Jalen Brunson changed the trajectory or the way the Knicks are trying. He changed that. You can forget about all that. Go get these young players because you like them. No. Jalen Brunson changed the way the Knicks is going. Knicks trying to win a ring. We
got 3 years before he get that super max.
You can forget all that. Jalen Brunson changed the whole trajectory where the Knicks is trying to play basketball.
But you did.
Yeah, he did. You know what I mean? If Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo can get the Heat to the damn finals, what do you think Jalen Brunson and the next player could do? You know what I mean? So I think we got to be realistic about that. I know people don't like old players. They don't like – it ain't about the old. It's about the experience. Now, why you think why you didn't think Quickly had a good playoff? Experience. Why you think Grimes didn't have a good playoff? Why you think Obi didn't have a good playoff? Experience. Knicks like, nah, they ain't trying to hear that. They like these cats, man. But if you could take I'm gonna tell you why the Knicks will bring a badly built to me. You about to give Manuel Quickly $20 million. You about to give a player $20 million. They ain't
sign and trade, yeah.
Right, because they don't have that experience to get in these playoffs games and make it happen. Why do you think that they went out and got Kevin Love, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo? They went and got Kyle Lowry. They got cats who not scared of the moment, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's real talk. You can't throw a cat into a pit bull fight. You can't do it. You can't go to a gunfight with a knife. You can't do it. You know. So I think the Knicks are just seeing something different. I think they say, listen, they about to get there. They that close, and I just think that they're gonna go find the right player. Listen, we could talk about you see them. They got a problem with Jeff Green. They had a problem with DeAndre Jordan. They had KC Pope. They won a ring. Why? Because they had that veteran experience there. They had a veteran there who helped them cats win the ring. And I think that's where the Knicks is going. And not that they got to get away from the young players, but you need experience in these situations, man. Like I said,
experience matters a lot.
It matters. It matters when you win these playoff games. When you win
Why
these
you think the Kings lost to the Warriors?
Yep, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you got to go get old players. You got to get savvy veteran players. You need them on your roster, regardless of who or what. And I think we got to replace them with Shaw Powell. I think we got to replace Evan Fournier with another player who can go in there and do what he couldn't do for it. But even if he be the same age, he still can go in there and make a difference on the Knicks. And I think that's where the Knicks is at. Jalen Brunson changed this thing. That's why you keep hearing RJ name out there. Not because he's not a good player. They might feel like they can go get somebody who can. And I'd rather keep RJ to get a lot of these players we're talking about because a lot of them ain't won nothing.
Right.
RJ been here 4 years. He's been under the Knicks 4 years, and 2 years he done been to the playoffs. At least he's winning. You know what I mean? A lot of these cats nowhere. Like I said, you got LaVine and you got Bradley Beal on them. Where they went? RJ done went to the playoffs twice.
LaVine's been to the playoffs one time. LaVine's been to the playoffs one time.
Yeah. So
one playoff game. And that was on the road, game 2. He's never won a home game. And Brad Beal's the number one option for the Wizards. Never been to the playoffs. Somebody's the number one option for the Wizards. Never been to the playoffs.
They sometimes we forget how RJ Barrett his development, his maturation. Every year he been in the league, he got better. Took a little slip last year. That could be because of the new acquisition of Jalen Brunson took more scoring away from them. You know what I mean? Because now Jalen Brunson was that dude. Last year he had Fournier and what's his name? Kemba Walker. But now you bring a player like Jalen Brunson. Now RJ might have to kind of get used to that man being the main dude when one time he could have been that main dude, him and Randall. Now you bring in Jalen Brunson, that he probably had to adapt to the game. You know what I mean? It probably took him a while, but you see what happened when he got to the playoffs. He got acclimated to the way Jalen Brunson played, and he went on an explosion. So I mean, I like I said, it's different, man. We got a lot of tough situations in New York. We got to do a lot of thinking that we got to do. But I know that.
Why about Jalen Brown? Why about Jalen Brown? It's a potential. Jalen Brown.
I like him. I like Jalen Brown. People probably shit on him because he didn't win it, and what happened in the playoffs. The Miami Heat defense beats a lot of people. They started to mess up. It's hard to say.
They threw the kitchen sink on the Celtics, man. You were wrong. They threw the kitchen sink on the Celtics, man. I mean,
they killed him. The KP thing. Lynn got us on the KP thing. She gonna hold that to her head. But yeah, man, salute to the chat, man. Everybody up in there, y'all got to pop it, man. Real talk, y'all dropping some real jewels up in there, man. Now make sure y'all hit that like button. LaVine, Shot, G Money, Knicks making moves of fake news. That's where we at tonight. So that's why we talking about all this. But no matter which way it go, yeah, you're right, Godfrey. He did regress this year a little bit. And I don't know what that was. I don't know if it had to do with Jalen Brunson or what the case may be. I don't even know if
it did. Yes, I believe
he didn't turn up into the playoffs. He didn't turn up into the playoffs.
Exactly, until he got acclimated with him, man. A new player on the team changes the way you get the ball now, and I think that could have been a reason why RJ, in the beginning of the season, getting used to where Brunson wants to be and how he's going to make the move, and when he's going to pass it to him, if he's going to pass it, be a little shaky. Next year, these guys are going to be way better because these guys, like you said earlier, LaVine, they have played together this whole year. Brunson, first year in the thing, learning the system. This year coming up, he gonna know when Mitch slides off that screen, he knows to slide with him and throw him the alley-oop when he's going towards the basket. He's gonna know when he drives to the basket, RJ is gonna be behind him or Grimes is gonna be on the side of him on that left-hand corner where he can drive and kick it out to him, so where he can shoot that 3-point shot. I mean, I think it makes a difference. You know what I mean? I think so, because realistically, all the stuff that we talked about, kind of fake news right now, because none of it's going. I don't know if any of this stuff is going to happen. I don't think we're going to see any Bills or OG. I think RJ is going to be here. If there is a move to be made, I think, and I hate to say it, like I've been saying all game, I hate to say it out loud, it will be a move for a center. If it's not Turner, it may be KP. And I think, you know what I mean?
Or even a Lopez, or even a Brooke Lopez, who knows?
Bro, I wouldn't mind, but he's another guy that's older guy, and he's an older guy, and he'll be the guy that an older guy with a contract like he got. What he's going to get more, he's going to probably be almost the highest paid player on the team. You know, and he's a little older. Ain't Lopez like 32, something like that?
35, yeah.
35. See, I underestimate 35 years, so I don't know about Lopez. If we're looking at Lopez and he's a good player, he can shoot the three, he can space, he can rebound, but that age, he's at that age where, you know, you only got 2 or 3 years left. I'm trying to, you know, and I'm not saying KP hit the weight, you know, his as that quote injury prone, you know what I mean? But he's only 27 years old. Miles Turner is only 27, 28 years old. You know what I mean? You still could get 5 years out of them before they hit that 32-year mark, you know what I mean? And we only got about 3-4 years with Brunson before that contract, and we might, if we don't make it to a playoff where we think about blowing it up again, you know what I mean? We have a small window right now, man, and right now it's either a minor move. I push for 2 players just because, you know what I mean, the change, but even with the 2 players that I talked about, the Turner and the LaVine, they will have to get acclimated to get used to playing with the team, just like Brunson did last year. You know what I mean? Would that be a better in the beginning, it's going to look sloppy, it's going to look clunky, they're not going to look like they doing anything right. The Knicks fans are going to rip into them if they get those 2 trades and stuff like that until they get used to each other. 25, 30 games in, and then you see them going a 7-game win streak, then another 5-game winning streak, then another 6-game winning streak. Then you're going to see that they're starting to get, you know, used to each other. I mean, can we wait for that? You know, with the players we have, I'm totally with keeping RJ and seeing where he comes this year, what he can do and how he could do, and just make one simple trade. I mean, I'm running in the hole, but you know what I mean, KP or Turner in that center position, we need someone to pull that center man out to the perimeter and have more open lanes going towards the hole. Now you can see Randall really bully ball somebody. You're not going to see too much double team. Randall cannot be held by one player all game long. You know what I mean? And you know, that's what I think. And Randall is a pretty decent passer. So if you get a center that can be on the wing when he makes his move on the left hand side, where he can bring the double team and he can kick it out, he's gonna kill you, or he'll back you down and work his way in and get that and one when he swipes his arm through. And with one-on-one, Randall's a hard deal to deal with, you know what I mean? So I just think we need a center, man. We need someone to pull that center man out so we can open up that middle, man. And that's all I'm thinking of. And if we can get KP and keep and put Mitchell on the bench, I'm 100% with that. If we can make a move with Evan Fournier and somebody else to get him over here, I'm 100%. That'll make the bench even stronger. But we have to think. We really have to remember Tibbs runs a solid 9-man rotation. I don't know if we get 10 good players in here, who's going to be out of the rotation? You know what I mean? If we get somebody for Evan Fournier, you know what I mean? If we get somebody for, we have to move one player from the starting position or 2 players, one from the starting and one from the secondary unit, so we can still have that 9-man rotation. I believe.
Yeah, I tell you what. Right. Eddie, we did talk about that earlier in the show. That was one of the first things we talked about. Zion wins and stay healthy, I'll take that contract as good. That 30
in a heartbeat.
I'll take Randall in a heartbeat. No question about that. Because of that contract, the trepidation is the health. We talked about that earlier. Let me ask y'all a question. I got a scenario for y'all. Y'all better watch out for this. This is real talk.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Mavericks don't make it happen this year. Luka out. I'm telling you, he out.
I was thinking about that.
They don't build nothing around Luka Doncic in the next year or whatever. He asking out of there. He ain't wasting his prime in Detroit, not in Detroit, in Dallas if they don't put nothing around him. So that's another thing why the Knicks can stay flex. Just you say, okay, you know what, Julius Randle, you want to go back home to Dallas in your later years? You understand what I'm saying? You and Mitchell Robinson, blah blah blah. See how many picks. I mean, so that's why the Knicks, I get it where the Knicks don't. They might not have to go big game hunting this year, but and it's a lot of Knicks got a lot of opportunity to do whatever they want to do. Let me ask y'all a question: Would you do Mitchell Robinson for Christian Woods?
Mitch,
I like Mitchell. I like the look for him last year before he went to where he went to Houston.
Dallas.
To Dallas. You know what I mean? I like his look. You know what I mean? But I don't. Mitchell Robinson. I don't know if he gives us he gives us offense. Not. I don't know. I'm not sure his stats. I can't really talk about. I'm not sure what his numbers are, but I know he gives at least 15 points. I don't know how good of rebounding.
They just didn't use him right. They didn't use him right.
Right. You know what I mean? I'm not sure.
Didn't use him right.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good his rebounding is, but he can score. I know he can score the basketball. That I know. I don't think I think I would stay with Mitch and run the same team.
Okay. Here's Christian Wood's numbers.
Then let me see what they are. Maybe convince me.
16 a game.
16 points, 7 rebounds. That's not bad. That's more than Mitchell Robinson doing. 20 points. Oh man, he's pretty good.
Yeah, and got a 20.6 PER too. So his player efficiency rate is pretty good. He's an unrestricted free agent. So
27.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So the cat got game. He can open that floor up a little bit. You know what I mean? He's another interesting cat that you had to think about. I reason I brought that up. Salute to my man. What's good? What's good? Ron, what's popping? Appreciate you. Thanks for all the support, my brother. Real talk. We're still a Knicks fan in the building. Ron and Don, my peoples, man. Much love to you cats, man. Thank you, Ron. We appreciate you, brother. You already know.
Thanks for all the support, Ron. Word up. That helped, man. Real talk.
Godfrey said no way. D. Cool said no way. Eddie said no way. That we would throw him out of here. Don't even worry about it. Then the chat don't like it. We ain't gonna deal with it. Like I said, but it's so many scenarios that we can go this way, man. And that's why I'm happy about where we at. G Money and Shop Powers. We can go hard, or we could just do whatever. We got a lot of opportunity to do whatever we want to do. We got flexibility. And that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Do we know if quickly gonna come back? That's really
another. Congrats on 1,000 subs today. Congrats on 1,000 subs.
Yeah. Thank you very much, G Money. Thank you.
Keep smashing those likes. Let's get up to 2,000 or more. Keep smashing those likes.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for all y'all support. We really appreciate it. The grind never stopped. But for me, it was interesting. Quickly $20 million. Ladies and gentlemen, are the Knicks gonna sign Manuel quickly to $20 million? Now you're talking about him $20 million, Josh Hart 17, 18, $38 million. Do the Knicks get
I don't think I think they can talk him into lower than 20 million. You know what I mean? 18 million is still on the table for Hart. I'm hoping that they could talk him into 16.5 or 16.8 or give him that, how the Knicks do. They front load you heavy money and descend at the end of the contract. So maybe they could give Josh Hart 19 million the first year, 17 million the next year, 15 million the third year, blah blah blah, something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know the numbers. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but at $20 million, I wouldn't mind. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't give give him $20 million. But if you're looking at $20 million, now you're looking at $38 million on your bench. You're paying two guys $38 million on your bench. That's a premier starter in the league right now. Some of these guys we're talking about right now as we could get a player that we're talking about right now for $38 million. I mean, now you're talking about you can go get Bill or Cat. You know what I mean? You add one more player to that $38 million. Even though the money won't kick into next year, you know what I mean, the 24-25 year. But if you give him $20 million and Josh Hart $18 million on your bench, that's two players. You're talking about $38 million. Sheesh.
I tell you what's interesting about this for me. You know what I like about Quickly? He's ascending. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I would give him the 18 to 20 million, because I know him like Tyrese Maxey and these cats. They come from a program where they get,
Facts.
And man, Quickly he's on the upswing, not the decline. He's on the, and the cat, he played both sides of the ball. He got, it's amazing what he did from last year to this year. That boy went into the off season and really turned his game up this year. I was like, at one time, remember, man, Quickly 3-point shot and that one little floater. That's all he had.
Right.
True.
He came back the next year with all type of arsenal with his
short jump shot, drive to the hole, shoot off the dribble. He's going to come back better this year. That's why I'm not doubting giving him a nice little contract. I'm not.
Because think about it. You could give all them cats, we talking about the Bradley Beal 50 million. Shit, Quickly he probably put up 20 points a game in another year or two.
Facts.
I mean, Gianni, probably in another year or two. He was 17 last year, something like that. So, man, Quickly numbers last year, let me put out there, I'll put them up there right quick.
14 points, 14
and Quick got better in the second half of the season. Quick started slow, and then started turning the second half of the season.
Over 15 points a game, 4 rebounds. PER was 16. You know, he get a little better there, but he's ascending though, man. His pressure defense in the backcourt.
He also had to spin around a jump shot too. He also spin around a lot of the nail in the court. His bend, he was floating. Jumper.
Yeah, he got the swag to play in New York. That's why I like Manda Quickly. You know, he comes up from the DMV. You know how that East Coast basketball is. He got the swag to play in New York. I like Quickly. But I understand where Shaw Powell's coming from with 38, 20 for him, 18 for Josh Hart. You really can go and get somebody worth 30 million, really could do something. But at the same time, can that one player you go give you with the defense that Quickly and Josh Hart giving you? You might bring a player in here for that money, but they ain't got that defense with these two guys got though, and they both got dog in them. That's why I think the Knicks got to sign Emmanuel Quickly. I like IQ. I always liked him since he came in here, man. I just like who he is. He fit New York City. He got the swag. He got the work ethic. The cat stay in the gym. You see him right now down in Miami, pumping weights, getting ready. Sign him, Nick. New York signed that boy. I think I told Chop what me and Chop we all talking about. I think the two players that New York Knicks going to sign on the next rookie deals is going to be him and Quentin Grimes. I don't think they sign what's his name, McBride. I don't think they're going to sign him to a long extension rookie deal. They might give him a decent deal, but I do think that they're going to sign Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickly off their rookie deals, like they did RJ and Mitchell Robinson. I think that would be the next two that they do a 4-year coming off their rookie contract, and I think they earned the spot to do that. Listen, I mean, the thing don't get no better than this, man. We about to bring one of the greatest analysts, wise men, you name it, you claim it, up in the building with us tonight, celebrating our 1,000th joint. We got the one no other but my brother, Mr. Ron from Steel Knicks Fan.
Hey, Ron, what's going on?
What's popping?
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Oh man. First off, I wish I could. Something's wrong with my video. I'm gonna try to do it one more time. See what happens. Nah, it's staying black. I don't know what's going on. So I apologize, man. I should have switched to my regular setup for my show, but I'm working on something right now on the computer, so I didn't want it to mess up. Anyway, just want to say what's up to G Money. Shout out to my guys, Sha and Divine. I appreciate you fellas. I'm so happy that we got to the 1,000 subs, baby. You know, I've been campaigning, baby.
Yeah, you have, man. We've been running, bro. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is a long time coming. It should have happened a long time ago, but I'm glad it's here now. You know what I mean? It starts from today. You know what I mean? It's a new look for y'all. Hopefully the subscriber base keeps going up and more people get to know the type of content that you guys are doing, because as I said before, it's positive content and Knicks fans really need the champion and get behind you guys. So I appreciate you guys once again.
Thank you, Ryan. Word up. For all that support, man. Every time I come on your show, man, you always shine us out, man. There's always much love, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Whenever y'all ready to do the double duo on the double duo, you know what I mean? You and John and me and Divine, we'll work something out, you know what I mean? We'll come on for whoever stream it is, man. Let's make that happen sometime when the season starts.
Yeah, that sounds great, man. I would definitely love to do that. And you know what? It may happen sooner than you think, because we're getting into our in the off season. We like to get our interviews going. So expect now a lot of these shows you're gonna start seeing us talk to people. So I want to get back into that, and if we can get you guys on, that'd be great.
Oh yes, sir. You know, man, we'd love to be on there. You already know. Let me ask you a question. Where you think we going with this thing, man? What do you think the Knicks is gonna do? Ryan, do you think we're going to go out there and go big game hunting, or are we just going to kind of just fill in the gaps here or there with certain players we might need just to make this team a little bit more, how would I say, a little better than what they are? Do you think we go out there and just get some fillers in there, shooters, or you think we're going to go out there and strike a big deal?
Honestly, I didn't think we were going to go big game hunting. I thought we were just going to add a couple small pieces just to what we got and basically run it back. But I don't know, the way this year has been crazy. The way the playoffs went, how teams getting knocked out, and how Miami gets all the way to the like anything's happening now. So and now all these names are starting to pop up.
Off season crazy.
Yeah, man. So I think at this point now, I mean, the way it's shaking out. See, this is why I don't like, man. It's so tough being a Knicks fan, because you know, the expectations get high. And when something like this happens, when you find out that Bradley Beal might be moving, you find out that Karl Anthony Towns might be moving, you find out that Zach LaVine, now it's like there's so much pressure. Yo, you telling me all these guys is moving? The Knicks got to get one of these dudes. That's what people going to be thinking, you know? So, yeah, man. I think that they probably will go after somebody. So we'll just see. I just hope whoever it is, it's the best fit, and we get more positives than negatives. Because listen, we don't know it may not work out. You might get somebody in here. The Knicks may not be a championship type contender, but I just want them to be a good team and have a chance. If they don't have a chance, then we failed. But as long as they got a chance, anything can happen. We saw it this year, so.
Yeah. No,
I mean, he went to the NBA Finals as an AC. I mean, I'm sorry for interrupting. Even the Nuggets, unless you live in Colorado, you're a Nuggets fan. Did you think the Nuggets were going to win a championship? I mean, look at their journey. Michael Porter, back issues. Jamal Murray, 20 and so he came alive. Nikola Jokic was left in the dust. He turned it on. I mean, Jeff Green, Ish Smith, DeAndre Jordan were were castaways. They were big in the playoffs. Aaron Gordon turned up in the playoffs. They were huge right there, though.
Yep.
Bruce Brown was awesome, too. And I want to ask you one question, SKF. I know this will never happen, but I'm asking you one question. Would you trade RJ Barrett for Michael Porter if he became available?
Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah, Michael Porter from Denver, yeah.
Michael Porter Jr., the one that we passed up on in the draft because he had back issues?
Yeah, Michael Porter, yep. MPJ.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to say no on that one, brother. You know what? Because what my whole thing with Michael Porter Jr. is we still haven't seen the best of Michael Porter Jr. Like who really is he?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if and don't get me wrong, like I understand that sometimes it's a little tough depending on the team you go to when you got good players, good surrounding pieces. You got a star in Jokic, you got I mean, damn it, Jamal Murray's a star too. You know, when you got that, sometimes it's tough for you to show what you got because
Right.
there's not enough basketball to go around. But then again, you playing with Jokic, one of the best passes in the league. If you ain't getting your stuff going with Jokic on your team, I don't know, B. I don't know.
Michael Porter's
I don't
kind of a
know.
ball hog. Michael Porter has a lot of talent, but my thing with Michael Porter is he's kind of a chuck sometimes. Hey, his name is Michael. I chuck up a lot of jumpers, Porter. Yep.
You know what? And just to piggyback with Ron, I think we talked about the same thing earlier. I think Jokic hides these guys. How would he be without Joker taking the pressure off him? You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that's what my concern with him. And his defense that's just so suspect.
Inconsistent. It's inconsistent.
Yeah.
And Michael Porter did play better deep. Michael Porter did play some good defense during the playoffs.
Yeah, he decent. And like I it's a no for me. Like I said earlier, just due to the fact I think RJ get his buckets closer to the rim. Let me put it like that. He can get you 30. He can get you 25. RJ can get you 25. I think RJ is the better defender than him. But I also think that one thing I like about RJ that's coming to this year, much as I think RJ got his PER so bad, 12 point something, whatever, but at least he's starting to go to the rim to try to get buckets another way. He's trying to take his arsenal and kind of expand it a little bit. Where you lock down a cat who got a good jump shot, he can't get to the rim, game over.
Yeah, that's true. Michael Porter's inconsistent when it comes to drives.
Right. So if you get a Jimmy Butler on you, and the only thing you can do is shoot jumpers, you're gonna have a terrible game. You probably wind up only scoring 4
or have like a Vincent on you at times. I'm watching the whole finals. Michael Porter was huge as far as his rebounding was. He did play well game 5, but for the most part, Michael Porter was yakking up a bunch of threes, not using his size.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You know what? Hey, Ron, and that was shop how we talked about it earlier. I need Ron's thought on this. Zion Williamson, Ron, talk to me, bro.
Shoot, man. Damn it. Let me see. What can I say about this? Nope. No, I don't know. I really look. I'm gonna have to talk about this again tomorrow because this is. I didn't want to touch on certain people. I didn't want to talk about Zion. I don't want to talk about Cat. But it's happening. Like they're making me have to talk about these guys because it's in the air. Like, you know what? Personally, this is. I understand a lot of Knicks fans right now are just looking at it as an opportunity. Like, first off, if Zion was healthy and if his weight was under control and all this stuff, we wouldn't even have a chance at getting Zion. He wouldn't be on the market. You know what I mean? But because of all that, they're like, oh, we got to jump on it. It's an opportunity. My whole thing is that's what you need to look at. The dude has played like 105 games in 4 years. He's making $200 million. Don't get me wrong. The dude is a beast if he's healthy. A monster. If he's healthy, he might be the best player on the Knicks.
Facts.
He might be. But when do we see him healthy? He played 23 games this year. Nah, man. I don't know. And then we talking about trading RJ already. So you want to bring Zion in here so we can have RJ still inconsistent and Zion never out there on the court? Oh, my God. The Knicks fans are going to go crazy.
Yeah, they go backwards. And that's what my whole point is. The thing is the injuries. I don't care about all the other stuff. It's the injuries. That's because he got a good contract. His contract is a real nice 94 million. It's only 33, like I said, 34 million as opposed to 66 million or 58 million. But the man cannot stay on that court. And I think his body is his game is predicated on jumping, like me and Shop Howard them say. His game is predicated on being in the air. 6'6". You got Charles Barkley in the new era. But man, with all that weight, every time you come down on the foot, you're always gonna wonder if he's gonna get back up. You know what I mean? And I that's the only reason my trepidation with him is like, is that cat gonna stay on this court? Because he's a transcendent type of player, man. I mean, don't not get it twisted. Zion Williamson can play some basketball, but it's the injuries. And we talked. That's why I want to ask you what's your take on that, because he's not a good jump shooter. RJ's not a good jump shooter. Only one good jump shooter is Brunson. Mitchell Robinson don't shoot no jumpers, and we got to wait. Quentin Grimes going to get to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Out on him for his consistency anyway. But Man, that's a tough call. But see, and that's why I think a lot of people don't really give Randall the credit they need to give Randall.
Yeah,
they don't.
Fact.
They don't give Randall the credit because Zion might get the 26 like Randall, but Randall at least can do it in a lot of facets, bro. He can hit you inside, outside, and what Sean Powell was mentioned about Mitchell Robinson. I think if they go out there and get a stretch five, I ain't gonna put what name out there. The Knicks go get a stretch five. Now you can put Randall in the post. Now he can go back to being bully ball Randall. All these
one-on-one, man. That one-on-one.
That's the reason.
Now,
go ahead, bro.
I don't want to cut you off, but I will say though, if healthy, and say we had a stretch five. I'm just saying if we did. If we had a stretch five, if both guys are healthy, I'd rather have Zion than Randall.
I can see that.
Because Zion fits I got a stretch five. Now Zion can go to work in the paint. Whereas Randall, it's still up for grabs. Like Randall likes to jump shoot. We want him to get in the paint, but he don't love being in there. So I don't know. But Zion is a bully down there. So that works a little better. I just don't know if the man can stay healthy. And this is another thing. I was going to save this for tomorrow, but I'm going to say it now. I'll probably just repeat it tomorrow. It is what it is.
Right.
This is another thing about Zion. Came into the league with weight issues, concerns about that. He's been in the league 4 years.
Still
as you know, anybody in life, woman, or man, as you get older, the metabolism slows down, the weight is harder to keep off, you start to get heavier by osmosis. It's just life. So really, the best time to have Zion is probably that first 1 to 7, maybe 8 years, but I'm really saying like first 7 years because, his body might start to change. It gets harder to keep that weight off. And he's already basically lost 4 years, 105 games in 4 years. So now you're going to get him and you may get 2 or 3 years out of him that look really good if he's healthy, because then the weight is going to start to be harder to keep off. I'm thinking at the big picture here. Even if healthy, there's still some concern. So, I mean, it's not fair to the young man because he's a really, incredible talent, but that's just what it is. I know a lot of people are like, the Knicks never get a chance to get any superstars. So if you get an opportunity, sometimes you got to jump on it and just roll the chips. We may be in that position. All these guys we want, Brandon Ingram, all these dudes is injury prone. What are we going to do?
Everybody. No one's perfect.
Zach LaVine, Joel Embiid, Paul George, even Dame. Some people want Dame. Have you noticed that Dame has missed 77 games the past 2 years now? He missed 24 this past year, the year before 53. Dame ain't durable anymore. A lot of guys who want certain players who are injury prone too. Yeah, that's true.
Well, and then let me just say this real quick, because it's the kudos to Shy Money who freaking turned my mind around. Even though we've known him to be injury prone, I'll add Zach LaVine because the dude has been fairly healthy these past couple of years. I had no idea this dude played 77 games this year. That's incredible. So, good job on that.
Yeah, and what's crazy here, the one thing that Zion got in his advantage, because he haven't played a lot, his body don't got the wear and tear.
Well, actually, some people say like outside of basketball, he's putting a lot of. Oh, my bad. Sorry. All right, continue. My fault.
You fine. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. But if he can find a way to get himself right, I think the long haul, at least he ain't getting bumped and bruised and beaten up for 4 years. And obviously the NBA ain't like it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, where they were knocking you with elbows and everything. But yeah, them knees is tough. But I like with Eddie, man. I like that old KP and what you call him. I ain't got no problem with KP and Zion if Zion was healthy. I really don't. Especially if KP opt in. I'd love to get if KP opt into that $36 million, Knicks go get him. That's all. 1 year, $36 million. He played 65 games last year. The only reason he didn't play 70-something because they shut him down because they wasn't going nowhere. 23 points a game, 50% from the floor. This is last year. 40% from downtown. Damn near 10 rebounds. Somebody 9 to 10 rebounds. Shot 80-something% from down from the Chatty stripe, and he was healthy the most part last year. That's what scared me about Bradley Beal and all these guys. You got a team with KP, Kuzma, Bradley Beal, dealing right, and y'all still didn't get to play him. So, that's what scared me about these guys, man, that they've been around. They just like they ain't winners, man. Like, I like Bradley Beal, but what has he won? You had John Wall one time. You had all these you had like
John Wall, Nene, Todd, Andre Miller, Russell Westbrook, Debbie Advia, Thomas Bryant, Otto Porter, Kelly Oubre, and this team never got past the second round.
Yep. So I'll say that shot power is like this here. I like where we at. If you look at our team overall, we just need to fill in a couple of gaps. You're going to sign quickly to that contract. You're going to sign Josh Hart, and obviously we need a real strong small forward. If RJ Barrett going to be our starting small forward next year, we need a legit good backup three, a nice backup three who can do it on both sides of the ball and can shoot the ball. You was big on Buddy Hield. If you were to go Buddy Hield, if you were to do that, do you move? You have to move Quentin Grimes to what the backup too. Westbrook is a good call. I like the Westbrook thing because he don't need money. He not looking around here looking for a lot of money. He got all his money he need to get. I don't got a problem with Westbrook backing up Jalen Brunson. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. D Cool, because the cat he probably that thing that eluded him all his career. He looking for it too. You know what I mean? That ring. So he can go down there. He's Deuce McBride is nothing compared to no Westbrook. Sorry. So he's nothing compared to no Westbrook shot power. So I don't have a problem with the Westbrook and New York backing up Jalen Brunson on a cheap deal because he don't need $20-30 million. He don't need it, and I don't think he would go out there asking for that. So that's a good option because he's an experienced veteran who can play in all facets of the game and be defensive minded, rebound minded, assist minded. Get you buckets here and there. I wouldn't have a problem with that whatsoever. Would you bring Russell Westbrook in shot power?
Man, we salute to KJ right now about talking about Westbrook. You know what I mean? Right now, if we could get him, I wouldn't be opposed to it. He is a little older guy. He really is not a great 3-point shooter, but he knows how to turn. He knows how to turn up the pressure in the playoffs. He is a dog, no question about it. He can get you buckets, and he can pass the basketball very well, and he can grab a lot of rebounds. You know what I mean? That is what he does. He can pass the ball, he can shoot the ball, and he can grab rebounds. Is it a player that I'm looking at right now? Not really, but if he falls into the Knicks program and somehow he fits onto the team, I wouldn't be opposed to it either.
Yep.
I'm not looking for him, but if I think we can make better trades with younger players that could give us the same production and better shooting as well. But if he fell on the Knicks roster, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I could work my way into liking it.
Okay, G Money and Ron. Here's the reason why I say that. There's one player. This was Kyle Lowry, prime example. Kyle Lowry. You gotta have them veteran dudes, man. I'm trying to tell everybody.
I was huge in the playoffs.
And not only that, Russell Westbrook got the mentality to play in New York City. He ain't scared of the media. Nobody. He literally ain't scared of nobody. And that's why Miami got what they got. Because think about when Jimmy Butler, after he got past the Knicks round, he wasn't having good playoff games. Kyle Lowry.
Really, even in the New York series, kind of up and down. Butler.
Kyle Lowry was the one kept Miami Heat in the playoffs because of that veteran, the stuff he know how to do. That some of these young. See, sometimes you can outsmart a young player. I'm not saying we don't have that young player. I'm not saying that because we got a bunch of young up now. We got one of the younger teams in the league. If you take off Kevin Fournier and Derrick Rose, but one thing that a young guy might not be able to do sometimes, an older cat might outsmart him. Mind over matter. They know the tricks of the trade that some of these cats just don't know yet. They just coming out of college. They don't know all the tricks of the trade in the NBA. Guys like Westbrook, they know the tricks of the trade. LeBron gonna run up on him and punk him. Jimmy Butler not gonna punk no Russell Westbrook. Ain't nobody. So guys like that, you need. Back in the days, I think that's where basketball was. You had a good team, championship team had a good solid starting five. They had a lot of savvy veterans on the bench. You can go back 20, 30 years. They had a good solid team, but they had a lot of older, savvy guys on the bench who at least on the bench to educate you. You know what I mean? Or say, you know what, this guy's gonna cut that way. You need to go this way. Well, this guy move. This is what he's gonna do. So you gotta have that. And the Knicks didn't have that. Only Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? Pretty much. That's why we miss Todd Gibson. You know, because you gotta have somebody who can say what you don't know, they know. You know what I mean? Because they ain't all about the physical all the time. It's mind over matter. You know what I mean? And somebody like I said, Manuel quickly great, but look what happened to him last year. He didn't have a guy say, Manuel, listen, calm down, get into your zone, just don't overthink the game. And I think that's important when you want to win championship. Look, like I said, look at Denver. What's his name? Green. They had a lot of older cats.
Reggie Jackson, DeAndre
Jordan, because like I said, you got, experience is the best teachers. It ain't all about the athleticism all the time. You know what I mean? You could be athletic and still don't be a good player. You know what I mean? So I just think
fair.
I think a guy like him would make a difference with when it comes to crunch time. That's why I don't understand why the Knicks didn't use Derrick Rose. Ron, I thought to this day,
stupid. Just use Rose a little bit against the Heat
for the playoffs. I don't get it. This cat know how to play the game. He's pretty times better than Deuce McBride. Even at his age right now, he's better than them cats. You know what I mean? So I thought that was a big loss for the Knicks, man. When Tom Thibodeau then did say, I know he hadn't played all right, but damn, this is last year probably on the Knicks or whatever. Throw the cat in there. You know what I mean?
We need offense. Our defense was fine. The D was fine. Yeah, there were times that perimeter D was inconsistent. The defense was fine. Just that the offense, other than Bruns, he didn't have enough shot creators on the floor. And I know Rose is old. I know D Rose is old, but he can still give you something, though, at least scoring. He can play make. I'm not saying it's a guarantee we beat Miami. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but who knows?
You see what they loaded up. You see what Miami did. They loaded up with Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, you name it. They loaded up with some veterans.
Matt Struz, Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent,
But I think no matter what, Ron, I think we good moving forward, man. I think the Knicks is moving forward, going to be a good team. I think Jalen Brunson changed the trajectory with the Knicks time. I think when he came aboard and did what he did, I think now they ain't trying to just go, are we going to just hope we get to the second round? Nah, they about to go get a cat that's going to play with him. I just believe that they going to go get a guy who could do what Jalen Brunson can do, which is a winner, could put up the buckets. I think that's where they at. I think the Knicks are going to have to go there. And I think they're going to do just like Miami and any other team. Knicks got a young team. Listen, RJ Young, with Grimes young, Brunson young, Brunson 26. These guys is young, man. They got a lot of young players under y'all. So, they already got that covered. They already got the young covered, I think, Ron. I think they're going to go out there and try to go find a couple of players who just can fill in the stock gaps and maybe try to make the team a little better.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think that I'm actually surprised because I don't know, Westbrook, I wasn't even thinking about him, but his name has been popping up. And I saw certain blogs or sports blogs saying that they think Westbrook to the Knicks is a strong possibility. I don't mind it. I'm just about like that can't be it. You know what I mean? As long as you do a couple more things,
right.
That's okay. Like Westbrook on the team, having a veteran player who knows the game, ain't intimidated by anything. Can teach guys who lack aggression how to be more aggressive, maybe help quickly be more aggressive, definitely help Grimes be more aggressive if he's still here. Like Obi, if he's here, like I don't know, Obi might go, but just saying, like he can help those guys like to get more aggressive because they need that, man. These Knicks players need to really take their game to the next level now.
I agree. A lot of people chat. You know what? I understand Russell Westbrook can't shoot, but Russell Westbrook got to go to the Hall of Fame first ballot. Let's not get it.
That's a fact.
And you got to remember, shooting not the only part of a basketball game. Everybody, like I said,
defense, rebounds, steals, blocks, attack, and finishing at the rim. It's more than just jump shots.
It's just more than jump shots. Like RJ Barrett's not a good jump shooter, but he does a lot of things good other than jump shooting. And Westbrook can get you. He can get you 10 points, 15 points. He can get you 7, 8, 9 assists. I don't care if he can't shoot. The cat can help you get 9 assists almost then at 18 points. You know what I mean? It's the other thing that he do because it's not everybody can't be shooters, but not everybody made shooters neither. Because if you all you can do is shoot a basketball, you might not be in the NBA that long.
Right.
True.
Oh, and just to say, what Divine's saying, that's the part of the reason why I said I don't mind Westbrook for one, don't pay him a lot of money. I mean, he's gonna have to take the homeboy discount. If you're gonna ask for a lot of, that's a different story. Two,
Right.
it can't be the only move. Westbrook can't shoot. The Knicks have issues shooting, right? So you bring in Westbrook, but you also better go out there and get you a knockdown 3-point shooter as well. And even you might need another guy, a 3-and-D type guy. He don't have to be the knockdown shooter, but you got to be able to put the ball in the basket. So you got to do that, and that's okay. That it can work. And then I see, not to jump all over the show, but I saw D. Cooler say Bruce Brown. I would love Bruce Brown too, but after me watching the parade and how Denver was acting, it feels like they bringing everybody back. They ain't letting Bruce Brown go.
They running it. They definitely running it back.
Which is smart, and not just switch gears, right? And not just switch gears. I know we're talking about New York, but if you look at Denver's core, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, KCP, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, how many rings you think that team would win if they keep the core together?
The big. I mean, they've been there the last couple of years. They just didn't have. They had the whatchamacallit that had the injury to his leg.
Jamal Murray, and Michael Porter had back issues.
Yeah, but Murray was the real deal. That was the reason why they didn't get over the hump. So with him being there, as long as he stay healthy, they're gonna have a chance in the West. And with Jokic too. Jokic is he's an all-star. I mean, that's another one of the guys that I put into that all-star realm. He is an all-star. I mean, he is a superstar. Yeah. Excuse me. He is a superstar. Oh, yeah. What do you guys think about Trey Lyles? 6'9" guy. 6'9" guy can shoot the three. He's from Kentucky. A backup off the bench. You could probably put him behind Randall for a couple of minutes and stuff like that. If we move off of Obi, that's one of my guys that I like to pick up. If we move off of Obi,
was good for the Kings in the playoffs. Trey Lyles was inconsistent at times, but he was good for the Kings in the playoffs. So, I'm gonna mind Trey Lyles. He's a good shooter, good ball handler. I mean, he's a good savvy vet. I'm gonna mind Trey Lyles.
I want my man from Detroit. What's his name? Bogdanovich, whatever.
Bogdan, yeah.
Bogdan Bogdanovic.
I wish they could trade him straight up for Emmanuel Quickly. I'm not Emmanuel Quickly for Evan Fournier. He's the Evan Fournier with much more game, and he got dog. Yeah, I love it.
He can fly to the rim too.
He's that small. He's that small for what we need to back up RJ Barrett. Literally, that cat can knock him down with the best of them. He gritty. I mean, he got the attitude to play. That's why it kind of threw me off why him and Gobert and Donovan Mitchell didn't get over the hump, because that brother he can knock him down from out there, man. He is literally Evan Fournier with more game. He on an expiring contract. I don't know what they're gonna do now with Monty Williams coming in there, whether they're gonna keep his contract or not. But the Knicks wanted him last year, so I don't know. But he's one guy I love to play backup for the Knicks. You talking about we need shooting? That was a shooter right there. He get Eddie on an expiring deal. His money's right about where Evan Fournier's is. I don't know what Detroit would want with that. But that's why I said, let's say if you bought hypothetically Russell Westbrook and you bought him in. Now you got Emmanuel Quickly, Bogdanovich out there, whatever how you pronounce his name. You got two lethal dats to knock him down from downtown out there. And then you probably, if Obi not gonna be here or Obi gonna be here, whatever the case may be, you got a formidable bench with that, man. You know what I mean? And you got cats now. It's no big. You don't worry about Russell Westbrook 3-point shooting because you got shooters around him. Like Emmanuel Quickly can knock him down. Bogdan can knock him down. Obi can knock him down from out there if he stay. You know what I mean? He's pretty decent from the corner out there every now and then. So I think the Knicks they need somebody like that. But even without I just bought the Westbrook thing because I think Russell Westbrook, you can get Russell Westbrook for the vet minimum right now. He don't need no money. He probably just wants to try to play. You probably can get that cat for $4 or $5 million. He wouldn't care. What the hell he care about? You know what I mean? He like this. I want a ring. That's what Russell Westbrook's looking for. I think these cats done. He probably made over $200 million, $300 million in the NBA. So, but I think if we stand pat, we just got to get some shooters, like you guys said. So I'm really optimistic about it. But Ron, what time you going on tomorrow, man? Holler at us, let the people know what's up. Talk to the chat, talk to everybody out here, let us know what time they can holler at you tomorrow.
Hey man, well I appreciate you. Thank you guys for having me here and letting me, congratulate you guys for getting that 1,000 subs. Well deserved once again. Tomorrow the show is probably going to be on somewhere in between 11 and 11:15, most likely 11:15.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to
Nice.
kind of talk about the rumor mill and all these trades and different things that are popping up. I think it's kind of crazy that all this is happening so soon. Like the
Right.
NBA Finals
Right.
just finished, but it's like it's ramping up, man. So
Mm.
I can't wait to see what happens. And we're also going to talk about Stephen Hader Smith and him putting it out there that this should be Tibbs' last year, and the Knicks should move on from him. Because I hate talking about anything ESPN or Stephen Hader Smith has to say, but when he does something like this
Well,
and
just
puts out a new narrative,
don't listen.
yeah, I don't know.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah, man. Look, man, Ron, I don't know what's this thing with Tibbs, man. This cat done won us. He done came here in 3 years and got us to the playoffs 2 times.
Right. And won a
And-
series.
Yeah, and they did it one time. What you talking about? Julius Randle and a bunch of $5 million players. Literally, the first year he came here, Julius Randle making $19 million. Everybody else making $5 million. Was nobody on that team that year. Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau came here that was making over double-digit money. Only Julius Randle. Everybody, $5 million. Reggie Bullock, $5 million. Alfred Payton, $5 million. Alex Burks, $5 million. Nerlens Noel. All these dudes. You know what I mean? And he literally took that team with a young second-year RJ, Obi Toppin, and Manuel Quickly was rookies. And he got the team to 40 wins. There ain't too many coaches can do that, man.
41 and 31. In fact,
And then he come back last year because of injuries. He didn't get to do it. He still won 37, but, man, we were decimated. And this year he come and win 47 games, counting the playoffs, almost 53 games. And they act like this cat is not a good coach. That's crazy to me.
he's a
man.
good coach. Yes. My only issue with Tibbs is this. Tibbs is a good coach. My only issue with Tibbs is that he could be a little bit, how can I say, stubborn sometimes in the playoffs. But other than that, Tibbs got us to the playoffs, won a series. Why fire Tibbs now? You don't need to fire Tibbs now.
Here, let me ask you something real quick, and I'm going to give it to you, Ron. Do you think if Emmanuel Quickly, Tom Thibodeau didn't lose the playoffs, Emmanuel Quickly poor shooting and Julius Randle hurt ankles, lost the playoffs for the Knicks?
Randall was trash. Randall was trashing. And also RJ was terrible at Game 6.
They would have went to
but forget Game 6. RJ played well enough, surprising all of us, for us to say, okay, he was all right. We were good with RJ in the playoffs.
Yep.
The bottom line is Randall was inconsistent and didn't give us much, and Quickly was gone because he got hurt. But when he was there, he didn't do anything. And when Grimes was out there, Grimes didn't do anything. If we had got Quickly out there healthy and he had contributed like he normally does, and Grimes contributed, who knows? We might be talking about how the Knicks lost to Denver in the finals. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. But whatever. I just think I just think that it's not fair to Tibbs unless you give Tibbs a good team and he can go out there with it, and then he doesn't get it done. But Tibbs' best team since he's been here is the team he had this year. And guess what? We won 47 games, made it to the playoffs, and won a series. So you can't. I'm even one of those that I wanted Tibbs fired a long time ago, but he's proven me wrong. So I'm rocking with Tibbs until he does something crazy that I can't rock with. Tibbs is our guy.
Right. And besides Tibbs, and also not just that, Tibbs' offense is actually a little bit better this year. You saw New York was pushing the pace more and swinging the ball more. My only gripe with Tibbs was not using Rose in the playoffs, though. Other than that, you can't really blame Tibbs much, though. My only guy was the Rose team. Other than that, Tibbs did a great job with this team.
Hey, you're only good as the players you got. Phil Jackson wouldn't have did too much without Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. I don't care how good of a coach he is. Coaches, they win with talent. You know what I mean? That's bottom line. They win with talent. Look at Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich, one of the top 3 coaches of all time, whatever. Because he didn't have talent, look what happened the last couple of years.
The Spurs been to the playoffs for 4 years now. It's been 4 years. Spurs been to the playoffs for 4 years.
Hey, the Knicks have talent. They ain't go nowhere. As soon as the Knicks got talent, shot power. Once Tibbs got some talent, Tibbs came aboard. They went to the playoffs. Knicks ain't been in the playoffs since 2013. Tibbs come aboard, and they go to the playoffs.
Twice.
You can't sleep on that, man. That cat, like I said, he might not be the greatest offense-minded guy, but at the same time, talent wins in this league. This is a talent-driven league. Talent-driven league. If you ain't got talent, you are not winning. And Jalen
Look at Denver.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson came in. He's a talent. Julius Randle's a talent. I mean, RJ's a talent. Mitchell Robinson is a talent. So he had some talent around him, and he got his team a little further. So I just think they need to go keep going the way they're going. And if his contract went out and they don't get the ring, then you let him walk. But I think Tibbs deserves another shot out the coaching team next year for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah, your mic.
Muted.
My bad. I have no question that Tibbs may run out his 5-year contract. If he gets us to the third, if he gets us this year coming up, into the playoffs, into the Eastern Conference Finals, there's no way in the world that you can't say that you want to bring Tibbs back. No, even with his antiquated old school 1995 where he runs his offense, and all the stuff that we downgrade about his substitutions and how he made plays. He made some changes this year, man. The reason why I'm rocking this beard right now because Tibbs came out last year with wearing a beard, so I think Tibbs, even in his older age, can make a little bit of adjustments. He made some last year. He went from 11-man rotation. And after that loss to Dallas, we went to a 9-man rotation and won 8 games. So I think Tibbs, still has a little bit in his bag. Like I think it was you, Divine, who said Tibbs been here 3 years, and the 2 years we've been to the playoffs, and we almost made it with that. It was only 5 games of being a 500 team, and that with a decimated roster that we had. That roster with Noel, everybody was hurt. We had Burks being our point guard. We had we've got Fournier there. We had that his leg was all hurt up and stuff like that. So Tibbs has done what he has to do, and the big, like I said, the big thing about what we do, bringing in plays and stuff like that. We also have to talk about, as Knicks fans, we also have to remember that Tibbs runs a 9-man rotation. So whoever we bring in here to come to play, if they're going to play some basketball, we're going to have to move over somebody in either the second unit or the starting unit. It's almost no question about that. So that's one of the major reasons why I think if we make a move, it'd be one move. And the move that I really want to think about moving is getting us a 3-and-D center.
Agreed.
That's what's up. Yeah, well, they got a lot of options, man. That's one thing, Ron, G Money, Shop Out. They got a lot of options. That's one thing I'm really happy about. I'm happy about the Knicks infrastructure. They got players on $1 million deals, now players on $47, $48 million deals. They got a good thing going with they picks there. They got 2 good expiring contracts. And believe it or not, Hartenstein is even an expiring contract this year. Not saying we don't move him, but even his contract is expiring. The Knicks got over $50 million for expiring. But obviously, RJ's extension kicks in, so you're going to have to take that 13 that he was making, put another $10 million to that. So some of that money goes to RJ because he's getting that $10 million. So, but the Josh Hart thing, 17 million. I guess in this day and time with the salary cap the way it is, but I like where the Knicks is at though. I hope the Knicks don't panic. I hope they just maintain the flexibility. Go get a couple of players that feeling like you said, whether it's a 5, whether it's a 3, whether Quickly can play the backup point guard. But I think Quickly going to want to start sooner or later. Eddie, my man, good to see you. Thanks for coming in, my brother. Appreciate you, Eddie. You already know, man. Great being up at Jack. Too, man. I think we'll be young, Eddie. We ain't gonna get too many old players, so we good up in there. Real talk. But yeah, I think we good. I think Quickly can handle that backup. But I think Quickly gonna want to play Shot Powers. Because let me ask you a question: do you think right now? Because I'm just talking about the way they playing. Do you think Quentin Grimes deserve to start over Emmanuel Quickly based on the numbers?
I said it already. I said, you want to see a trade? You want to see him being a starter and getting that starter like money? Don't be surprised if you see IQ starting this year with Brunson. Him and Brunson ended a lot of games last year. Let's not forget that Brunson and IQ ended a lot of games this year. And I project IQ, he came back this year and changed his game up. And I'm already seeing him working on the ball, rolling himself and pushing, doing. He's going to come back with a vengeance because his foot was hurt. He couldn't play in that. People are chatting about him. He's one of those young dudes that's on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff. He's seen all the stuff that people are talking about. So he's like, oh, yeah, you think that's what I was doing? Yeah, so wait till you see me this year. Wait till you see me this. I'm going to tear. Oh, I'm shooting. He's going to come back with a vengeance. And I would not be surprised to see a starting lineup of Brunson and IQ next year. All right. I would not be surprised. You know what I mean? Especially if we don't make a real big trade, anything like that. Remember, Knicks fans, IQ and Brunson closed out a lot of these games. And now you put on the second unit Grimes with you put Grimes with J Hard back there and Obi and I Hard. You know what I mean? I'm not going against that. I'm not saying I'm not advocating for it because I think Grimes is going to make a big step up this year too. Remember in Summer League, first year in Summer League, he sucked. Next year in Summer League, he was the man. He took us almost to win the Summer League. I mean, don't forget that the second year that he came and he played in the Summer League, he was a different person than he played in the first year when he played in Summer League. Remember last year, he was the man. Almost took us all the way to the won the Summer League championship. You know what I mean? He was the guy. Every game scoring 20-something points, this, that, driving to the hole, doing things that we never seen. He did some of that this year, and I think he's another person that's going to step his game up this year. So, you know, I'm not saying that IQ, but I wouldn't be surprised. IQ is got to be like a cousin to Tibbs because he loved this guy. Is one of the guys that he has started since he came here. He's played him. He's never lacked him on minutes or nothing. He likes IQ, and if you really want to see IQ get starters money, he could get a starter position right here on the Knicks. Everybody say that he can't start because of Brunson. Don't say that because he'll be right next to Brunson. We're talking about Bale, the short back courts and all this stuff. We're talking about the Donovan Mitchell short back courts and stuff. We give this guy some time to build his stock up like we did this year. And all these guys that we talking about, IQ and OB and all these younger guys, these guys built their stock up. The same thing that I was saying at the beginning of the year. You build your stock up, and now when you trade a guy that's you looking for $30 million, this guy may only make $8 million, but what he gave you this year was $30 million worth of projection. You know what I mean, or something like that. You know what I mean.
Hey Ron, I got a question for you. With the precedent we got, do you think Jericho Sims will want to sit the bench again for the New York Knicks next year and no playing time?
Yeah. I think I don't know what it is. I don't think Tibbs likes Jericho Sims for whatever reason. And I said it before, I don't think Tibbs intentionally doesn't like him. I just think Jericho just doesn't pick up the schemes and the certain things that Tibbs wants to do out there on the floor. And I think another big thing is I honestly don't think, because Jericho is limited offensively, I just don't think he plays the type of defense for a guy to be limited offensively that Tibbs wants to see from one of his bigs. I think that's what it is. Like, he don't block shots. Dude can jump out the gym. He don't block shots. Right. It's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, and before somebody says in the chat, he's blocked a shot before. No, I know that. But he don't block, like, the way he jumps with his athleticism, and he has good footwork. Mm-hmm. He should be blocking 2 shots a game or more.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that easy, but he could do it with that type of athleticism. The guy could touch the top of the backboard. He could block 2 shots per game. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. And I feel the same way about Obi Toppin too. even if you're not a great one-on-one defender, Obi Toppin with that athleticism, you should be blocking 2-3 shots a game at least, bro. Just how high you jump, you know what I mean?
That's Divine. That's what I be saying. That's part of the thing. When I see a guy like Obi who struggles on defense, I'm like, all right, I get it. Maybe you just don't have the anticipation. You just don't think quick enough, and guys get past you or they put you in the blender. But you should be able to recover. We talked about this before on the show. Derrick Rose is not a great defender, but he's smart. If you get past him, he will block your shot from behind. And I don't know why Obi don't do that.
Yeah, that's my trepidation with these young guys. They're not the young guys, but these particular ones. That's why I don't think Obi, Sims, and I think even Deuce McBride, because Deuce McBride is starting to look like the Frank Ntilikina. They can't go downhill. They can't get down in that lane. If the jump shot ain't falling, it's a wrap. I think, and I hate that for Deuce McBride because he could be one of the better backup point guards in the league, but the cat just don't get down to that middle. Frank Ntilikina, what was Achilles heel? Didn't get down in the middle. They just didn't know to bring the defense down. You know what I mean? And I think you guys gonna be. I think they're gonna be a rap G Money. I think I like Deuce McBride. I really do, man. I hope he got to come out this year and really get it. If you don't, I think he might be out, bro.
Oh, Divine, and to what you guys were talking about before, to your point about quickly starting, I actually could see that. I actually could see quickly starting over Grimes and being a better fit for that starting unit. The problem is it ain't gonna happen if the Knicks don't get themselves a legitimate backup point guard. Yep. They got to get that. If they don't got that, then Quickly gonna stay on the bench. So I think Quickly's hoping that the Knicks get somebody that can be the backup point guard as well.
Yeah, he gonna be the rest of the crew gonna be like a Lou Williams and Vinnie Johnson and all these cats. You know what I mean? Just come off the bench getting buckets. And I don't think you want that. I'm gonna tell you why. I think what's motivating Commander Quickly is Tyrese Maxey. Pushing him to want to be good because this boy out there and down in Philly killing it. And I think listen, man, I was the SEC Player of the Year. In that SEC Player of the Year, I was with Maxey and them. You know, Knicks wanted Maxey, they got me. I think he got a chip on his shoulder. He like, listen, I got Maxey about to get the money. You know what I mean? And I think IQ gonna be like, Maxey about to get the bag. I want my bag too. And that's why I think that's what's driving him. Besides because he's just a dedicated player too. But I also think that it got a lot to do with his boy. You know, his boy like this. And you out there in Philly with Joel Embiid getting buckets, dropping 30 a game or every now and then. And I think he see Tyrese Maxey. I think IQ like, I'm going to get mine. And sometimes it takes your friends to push you like that. You know what I mean? People just push you, man. And I don't think he on that G Money. I think Quickly he looking at my man's hand. Okay, you gonna get it, I'm gonna get it. That's what I look at it.
Right. What I do love about IQ is mentally tough. I know IQ could be streaky, but IQ is mentally tough, and the dude's not scared to fail. He's willing to get better. I mean, you saw the improvement, his finishing ability. He was using the mid-range shot a lot, though, especially at the nail. He was banking shots off the glass, using the quick step. He wasn't just jacking up threes, and he wasn't just ref bait. He wasn't just doing that, though. He was trying to let the game come to him, and he was playing defense. You saw him get into the pass lanes, coming from the weak side, using more 2-on-1 breaks, lobs to Sims or give and go the ground to RJ or even to Randall at times. Quickly showed a lot of improvement this year. In the playoffs, I thought he was kind of in over his head, but in the regular season, he showed a whole lot of improvement, man.
Yeah, real talk. But listen, we're going to get out in a few, man, because the shop been grinding all day. I know my man Ryan got to get ready to get in the morning, get on his grind to get the show popping off and everything like that, man. We appreciate everybody coming in tonight, man. Real talk, man. I know we could do this all night. I done did marathon for 5-6 hours, but it won't be. I don't mind, listen. My wife already tucked it. She good. She's an early bird, so it don't bother me. But on the real, though, man, it's been fun, man. And thanks for, like I said, everybody came in tonight, the chat. Everybody, make sure y'all hit that button running out the door. We in the building. We had a special guest in the building, Ron in the building, still Knicks fan. 11:15 tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all get down there and check out the show, man. It really is. And all you fathers out there, but I don't get to see y'all before Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all you gentlemen out there, man. I know Father's Day. It's Father's Day every day. To me, it's Father's Day. But to all you solid guys out there, man, doing what you're supposed to do, man. We appreciate y'all, man. I know how hard it is to go out there and be a father in these climates, in these days and time. But y'all keep your head up, keep it moving. Shy Power, G Money, give me a last word. We go around the panel, man, and we get up out of here. G Money.
Oh, okay. One, happy Father's Day to everyone around the nation. Happy Father's Day. May God bless you to all the dads out there. One, subscribe to my man. Subscribe to 2 channels. Subscribe to Still Knicks fans. Please subscribe to my man, Knicks Real Talk. They bring you the whole story, the juicy story to tell you the story. Please subscribe to Knicks Real Talk and Still Knicks fans, and subscribe to my show, The Last Laugh Podcast. Thank you, Ron. Nice to see you again, Ron. Thank you, Shy. Thank you, Divine, for inviting me on the channel. You guys are awesome. You guys are very humble, very smart. You always tell the truth. I love you guys. Nice to see you again, Ron. Nice to see you again, Ron. And salute everyone in the chat. Hope everyone's healthy, safe. Go New York, go New York, go. And and this will be a fun off season.
Yeah. Mr. Ron, holla at me, my brother.
Hey man, like I said, once again. Oh yeah, that facts. Once again, thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate y'all. G Money, always a pleasure to chop it up with you. And yeah, man, continued success for the show. Keep doing what you guys do. Keep staying true to your vision and how you guys like to put the content out there and how you feel about your Knicks, because we appreciate that. I tell people all the time, listen, everybody's different. People have their own opinions. You could be analytical. You could be database, all this stuff. You know what I mean? You break things down. You could be critical. There's a lane for everybody. And there'll be sometimes where I need to break something down and look at the Knicks for what they are in a certain way. And sometimes it could get a little harsh. I could get a little mad, but it is what it is. But when there's a moment when I'm feeling good and I'm like, you know what? Outside of my show, I need to go see a show that's going to give me that type of feeling that I'm feeling good about my Knicks, and I want to hear other Knicks fans feel that same way. I'm tuning in to Knicks Real Talk, man, because Shaw and Divine, they give off that spirit and that energy. And I think we all need that. So that's why it's a good change of pace to have their show going on throughout the weeks, have other shows that break things down differently. That's why it all works. That's why this Knicks community is great. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm happy to continue to see it grow. So shout out to all of y'all, man. Shaw, Divine, appreciate y'all, brothers.
Real talk. Shout out to my man, John. John, what's popping, my brother?
Yes, sir.
You know what it is, man. Let's get it, my man, John. But yeah, Shy Powers, holla.
Oh, my bad. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, too. My fault. I almost forgot.
Yes, sir. Shy
Yeah.
Powers.
The Happy Father's Day go around, you know what I mean? Salute to all the fathers out there and stuff. Salute to you, G Money. Salute to you, Ron. I'll check you out in the morning and see what's going on, you know what I mean? And subscribe to these guys' pages, just like G Money said. His page, Laugh Out Loud. Am I correct?
No, the Last Laugh Podcast.
The last. All right. Salute to him. Salute to Ron, Still Knicks fans. With John, he's on a couple of nights. Tomorrow, know the ledge. You know what I mean? Don't jump off it. Know the ledge. We'll talk you off it. And salute to you, Divine, as always, man. And to the chat, that's where it's at. Thank you, guys. You know what I mean? Once again, for helping us reach this plateau. And many more to come. Salute to you, Divine. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Real talk, yo, man. Everybody already know what it is. Without you cats, it ain't no Knicks Real Talk. And that's real talk.
Right.
Y'all gotta make the show. We don't make it, you make it, man. Y'all the invisible panel up in there, man. Y'all got just as wide as up. The only difference, we got the platform and y'all in the background, but y'all the invisible panel. Y'all make this thing roll, man. Ron, thank you again, my brother. Real talk. I just want to tell everybody in all the podcast community, we just want to do it our way to get to what we need to get to with the hard work. It's like once we get to what we want to get to, it's all about trying to build ourselves. And now that we get into what we want to get to, but we'll always remember these doors is always open. These doors is always open. To anybody, any platform. I don't care what platform you on, what podcast you got. Knicks Real Talk door is always open. You know what I mean? But we know me and a brother were just trying to, build ourselves up, get to where we need to get to. Once we started getting to what we need to get to, we can kind of be more free about the show. You know what I mean? So no matter who you are, man, these doors is always open. Anytime you come in, if I see you in the chat, I'm gonna throw the link up there. If you don't come in, I understand it. You know what I mean? And I know you guys don't see me a lot all over the place. I mean, I'm reaching my senior years. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of people. They're pretty much there. But I love everybody out here. I don't care if it's NBK, Blanche, Ted. I don't care CT. I don't care who it is. We all, like Ron said, we all one big community. What I love about this community, we all respect each other's spaces. If I know Ron going on, then we ain't going on. If this cat coming on ain't going on, let them cats have a time. You know what I mean? And let them get it in, because it's enough out here for everybody. So I just want to put that out there, let you know that, man. It's a great being a Knicks fan and having a content show, because you know why? It's people that I never talked to in my family like I talk to you guys. Real talk. I spend more time with God and G Money and them than I spend with my whole family. Right. So it's good, man. It's good, man. But it's a lot of love up in here, and all you guys. Thank y'all so much for supporting us, man. And we'll be here. We ain't going nowhere, man. Like I said, I'll be 80 years old. I'll still be on here. Real talk. If I'm alive, Knicks Real Talk. We still be here. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. It's a way of life for me. I've been since I was knee-high to a grape, almost 50-something years now. So I've been a Knicks fan since day one, and you know, and it's a way of life for me. Just like I put on my shoes, like I put on my clothes, I go to work. That's what the Knicks mean to me. I really do. I grew up off the New York Knicks, and my wife know that it's her, this, and then the Knicks. So, well, get right. It just because that's just what it is. I'm an avid fan, man, and but I also understand that, you know what, it's a good time being a Knicks fan. That's why I'm happy about it. Like, you know, like it's Ron said, I'm gonna get up out of here. Everybody, it's different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, everybody got different flavor. The longer the flavor all comes to the Knicks, come back to what we do as Knicks fan. That's all that matters. Everybody ain't going to agree on everybody's opinion all the time, but just know that we do this for the love. We don't do it for the hate. I ain't here to hate on nobody. Everybody's thoughts is different, but I know we do it for the fans. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Just want to spread that little love to all you guys. Thank y'all for coming in tonight. Talk, man. You guys have enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy Father's Day and all that good stuff. Knicks Real Talk, Shaw Powers, Ron, G Money, the chat, and everybody where you're streaming it from. Hit that like button running out the door. And once again, thank y'all for helping us get to 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate y'all. Everybody else, we out. Peace.
Let's get it.
Peace.
Yeah. Peace. Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena. With a click, that's the conglomerate. Knicks Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, I'm dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. The entourage, be on the job, my energy. 50 tripping in 10 books. As they cook my game plan, and my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base like the late Anthony Mace. We create the logo with those hair space that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 Dexys on the court, looking pretty legit. I say true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like Star Divine on Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.